Week 9 of ESPN College Football as the ECU Pirates get set to take on the Temple Owls from Greenville, North Carolina today as you're watching the American Athletic Conference on ESPN. Beautiful, sunny 78-degree day today. Welcome everyone inside Dowdy Ficklen Stadium here on homecoming. Mike Corey alongside Reginald Walker Jr. and Smacker Miles is with us on the sidelines. The big news, of course, this week out of Greenville, the coaching change. Head coach Mike Houston was let go from Sunday. Here's ECU Athletic Director John Gilbert talking about his decision.
Mike poured his heart and soul into this program. Mike Houston is a good man. This was a performance-based decision. We have not seen the results that we all want, and we felt that change was needed. We have high expectations for our program, and those expectations are not changing.
Certainly a difficult week, and what happens now is the interim head coach is one of Mike Houston's really good friends, and the defensive coordinator, Blake Harrell, who takes over.
Yeah, Blake Harrell is one of those guys that is about energy, positivity. You see him right there. This guy, what he's going to do is amp up not only the positivity, but the ability to attack, the mindset of aggression. They are going to go 150 miles an hour every single snap. That's what he wants to bring to this program right now under his leadership.
For more on Blake Harrell, let's check in for the first time today with Smacker Miles.
Hey guys, Coach Harrell has won at every level. He started in high school coaching football, baseball, and basketball. Then he spent 6 years in Division II, another 5 at the FCS level, and has now been at FBS for the last 5 between Kennesaw State and ECU. He was a 2021 Broyles Award nominee. He has an impressive resume, and Reggie, you mentioned that energy, and I got to see him pregame, and I absolutely can confirm that. He has a really unique temperament of being calm, confident, but also having a high energy level.
He really does, and his ability to sort of pass that along to his team and to the players, it's something you've seen throughout the years as being infectious to his defense. Now we'll see if it permeates to the entire roster. I expect it will. This is a great decision. Unfortunate they made the change, but I think he's going to be a great fit here.
Everett Scott kicks off, and back to return is Therese Worthy. He's got it at the goal line for Temple, and he's going to be taken down just across the 10-yard line, and that's where the Owls will start here today as we're underway from Greenville, North Carolina. Evan Simon is the quarterback for the Temple Owls, Reggie.
Yeah, Evan Simon's a guy who understands how to play the game. He spent 4 years at Rutgers before making his way over to Temple, Manheim Central, Mount Joy, PA. He understands how to play the game. What I like the most about him is his patience in the pocket. He doesn't panic, and he's smart with the football.
Worthy starts in the backfield here for Temple on 1st down and 10. And the pass is deflected, incomplete, and a chance for an early interception there off the hands of Peter Clark, the tight end.
And that's what you're going to probably say a lot in this game, is something in relation to tight ends in terms of throwing them the football. Two teams, really, both of these teams, Temple and ECU, feature the tight ends prominently in their passing game.
Second down and 10. Play fake to Worthy. Another pass deflected at the line of scrimmage, and that one was nearly picked off. And ECU's Jamarly Riddle almost had that one.
Yeah, Jamarly Riddle is one of those guys that Blake Harrell lights up when he talks about him. Riddle is playing that safety position, gets a chance to start, comes flying down in the box. Mike Edwards, the third, also at that linebacker position. Both guys understanding they're not going to get there. Get your hands up.
What do you got here on 3rd down and 10?
I think 3rd down, if the pressure is likely going to come from Blake Harrell. I think a key in this game, when he brings pressure packages, can Temple hit screens? They love that in their offense.
Okay, so Antoine Littleton comes in now in the backfield. 4 wide receivers, 2 on each side. Simon on a 3rd down and 10, and the play is blown dead.
Antoine Littleton.
False start. Offense number 52. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Antoine Littleton is a little bit of a tell in this game. Now, he's got the most carries on this team. He's also the best pass protector, the more physical back of the ones that they've got. So that's a little bit of a tell, more likely to throw the football and keep the back in when he's in the football game because of his ability as a pass protector.
Fans familiar with this Temple program right now this season, it's no secret they are struggling mightily in the run game.
And they've got to get that ramped up, but when you're behind the chains, you can't even look to get that going.
Obviously a tough situation on the opening series. Going to play it safe out in the Littleton. He couldn't even get that, but they're going to say incomplete. Forward pass. It's going to be 4th down and 15. And Temple goes 3 and out, and the ECU sideline is fired up as they should be.
Listen, anytime you can get off the field on 3rd down, it's going to be important. This is an ECU football team that has not done well with that the last 2 games, giving up a total of 100 points. And listen to this, Mike, 8 drives over the last 2 games of 8 plays or more that led to points for the opposing team. So big key is getting off the field.
Temple number 85 is
for this
number
defense
20.
today.
Temple 85 is now number 20.
Dante Atten is the punter, and he's in the back of his own end zone. Winston Wright Jr. is back to return for ECU. And look at this, a liner that takes a bounce at the Temple 40-yard line. It's going to scoot across midfield, but it's going to be excellent field position for ECU to begin their opening drive here today from their own 48-yard line. What was up with that last punt?
Well, I think Atten, it was a situation where they tried to get him potentially out of trouble because they're backed up so far. You don't have the standard movement, but he's a right-footed punter, and he's moving left. That makes it very difficult, but I wouldn't want to put the ball in the air and give time for Winston Wright Jr. to set up a big-time return because he's electric in that space.
And now here's Katin Houser for the first time today for ECU, making his 2nd straight start. The Pirates have a 1st down and 10 at their own 48-yard line to begin this set. Rajay Harris is the running back. The pass goes out and it's caught by Chase Sowell, and he's into Temple territory for a gain of 9 to the 43.
Yeah, Katin Houser taking over this offense. Now the 2nd game as a starter. Excellent job. That's a good rhythm throw early from John David Baker in this offense. Trying to get the chain gang organized there. That's going to be a 1st down.
Yeah, they moved the spot of the ball to the 42-yard line. It was a gain of 10. And here's Houser last week versus Army.
Yeah, played really well, 4 total touchdowns. I think the thing that people don't realize about Katin Houser is his ability to use his feet and get out of trouble and make plays.
Tight end is Tyler Savage, sending up just to the left of the left guard in the backfield. Rajay Harris, the back. Here's the pass from Houser going sideline, and it's caught, hauled in at the 11 by Chase Sowell. Now they're going to say incomplete. It hit the ground. No catch, almost there by Sowell again.
Sowell's got to complete the catch on that. The opportunity is there. You see it one-on-one. The ball is there. He's got to come down with that football, unable to do so, and that's a missed opportunity there for this offense. You've got to make that play if you're Chase Sowell.
2nd down and 10. Opening offensive series for the Pirates here. Houser on the slant. The catch or pass is incomplete. Winston Wright Jr. is knocked down by Jalen Lewis on defense for Temple.
Yeah, and this is one of the things with this Temple defense, their ability and their length at that defensive back position. Jalen Lewis, one of those guys you're going to see all over the field, plays that owl position for them, kind of like the nickel. He can play down in the box, get deep, and he can play one-on-one in coverage. Excellent display right there by Lewis, using his length at 6 feet, 6'1", and about 185 pounds.
Winston Wright Jr. sets up in the backfield. Now he's going to split out into the slot. 3rd down, Houser with some time, guns it deep, and a wide open man for the touchdown, and it's Anthony Smith.
It's just a great route there by Anthony Smith at the top of the screen. He runs through. There's an out route coming underneath him. They lose track, don't communicate him properly. He works up the post, wide open. Excellent job, great read, and even more so patience by Katin Houser to wait for that to come open and make a strong throw.
Absolutely. Opening drive goes for the touchdown. 52 yards, 4 touchdowns for ECU on their last 4 drives dating back to last week, and that's the 4th touchdown catch of the season for Anthony Smith. And the extra point by Noah Perez is good. Pirates getting off to the fast start at home on homecoming. 7-0 over Temple. We'll be back.
And Doug.
Whoa, Limu, we're in a parade. Everyone, customize and save hundreds on car insurance with Liberty Mutual. Customize and save.
And then I wake up.
And you have this dream every night?
Yeah, every night.
I see.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Welcome to the NBA playoffs.
If I was to describe this sandwich in one word, I would say magical. Hi, this is Jamor, and the little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich is that extra oomph. I go back and forth from the spicy filet to the original filet. Personally, I get into the sweetness of the honey. That's what hits first. Then you have the extra kick from the spicy filet. And then you also have the spice of the jalapeno peppers. The combination alone takes it over the top. It's award-winning in my mind.
Real customer paid for their testimonial.
With ESPN Plus, catch live NFL games. Plus, let's go to the tape. NFL shows from some of the biggest names in the game and exclusive expert analysis. ESPN Plus equals more football. Stream now.
Let's get out. Let's get lost. With backup plans. And no plans at all. Let's get dirty. Skin knees and splinters. Let's get out and let the world in. The new 2025 Ford Explorer. It's all in the name.
This is Formula One!
Everyone's watching.
We win the game right now!
Yeah! Y'all know it's my time of the year, man.
Welcome to the NBA playoffs.
I'm on the next level now. It's so on.
Give me a hot pink Cosmopolitan and some drama.
Give me a Ketel One soda with a twist.
Give me an early morning tea time and a Bloody Mary with Ketel One vodka.
Give me a local who knows his way around an olive and a martini, dirty, with Ketel One vodka.
Give me an after party, an espresso martini, and a room full of strangers.
Give me a cocktail with Ketel One vodka.
Back in Greenville, North Carolina here as ECU strikes first, 7-0 over the Temple Owls, Reggie.
Yeah, Anthony Smith, a great route there. He just basically runs a post route. The two Temple defensive backs, the corner who's rolled up, and then the nickel, they've got to communicate that better. They lost track of him, let him get right up the field. Both ran to the out route, and it's a touchdown pass for Katin Hauser.
Worthy lets this one go over his head. It'll be a touchback. All right, let's look at today's players to watch, brought to you by Regions Bank. What do you have?
Terez Worthy is going to have to be a key, igniting this running game. He's a guy that's sort of taken the reins, and they're giving him more and more carries. They trust him. He's making more and more plays on the offensive end. He's going to have to be involved in the screen game as well against these pressure packages. But at the end of the day, if you don't block that young man right there, number 56, Deontay Johnson, he will wreck everything you're trying to do at the line of scrimmage. Got to get him under control in this football game.
Tough start for the Owls in their opening possession. They went 3 and out. They had a 5-yard false start penalty. They had a punt from the back of their own end zone. Now they try to get the ground game going with Worthy, as you just talked about. And ECU is right there waiting for him. It's a 1-yard gain. That's it. Kingston McKintry on the tackle, and Zakai Barker as well.
Yeah, it's a great job by Zakai Barker. He just immediately fills the gap. The action goes what you would call away from him, going to the left. He steps down right into the hole and makes the stop. You see Kingston McKinstry there as a guy who missed a lot of time early in the year with that injury. You see that left arm wrapped up right now.
Coach Drayton is on the field for Temple, talking to the officials about something here.
visiting team's coach-to-player communication is down, the home team also has to turn their coach-to-player communication off.
Okay, so that's new this year, obviously, right? Just like the NFL, the quarterbacks have the microphone in their helmets so they can hear the plays coming in from the sideline. Temple's is not working, so defense also has a player with that, so now they both got to have them off.
Yeah, and Stan Drayton immediately letting the officials know that's the case. Blake Harrell not as concerned because Zakai Barker does such a great job calling the defense and understanding what they're trying to do.
It's a flip out to Worthy, and he gets up to the 40-yard line before he's knocked out of bounds by Jamarlee Riddle for ECU. It's a first down for Temple.
It's a great job here by Terez Worthy. Good play design by Temple. Looks like a little bit of a run to the right. It's actually a counter with a single pull with the offensive lineman leading Terez Worthy to the left side. They pick up nice yardage there and move the chains.
You called it, Reggie. Great block by 52, Eric King, who's getting the start at left guard today for Temple.
And Eric King's going to have to play well and create some openings in this running game.
Worthy stays in the backfield. 1st and 10, Temple from their 40. Pressure. And Simon gets hit as he throws, and the catch is made at the 45 of ECU for the first down by Ashton Allen, and Andrew Wilson Lamp just laid a stick on Evan Simon.
Yeah, Ashton Allen is a guy that you have to be careful. So he's getting off coverage from Wilson Lamp, as you see the shot there that Evan Simon takes. You see the off coverage there? Ashton Allen is an all-world sprinter, still holds records in the 400 and the 200 in the state of Maryland. This kid can flat out run the transfer from USC, who only ran track at USC.
Wilson Lamp made the tackle. Omar Rogers is the one that had pressure on quarterback Simon. Simon now the pass, and it's caught, and he's got Jamar Taylor Jr. on the reception for a first down at the ECU 30-yard line.
And they see something on this defense. They're attacking the boundary with consistency in the passing game, that time attacking Dontavius Nash in off coverage.
And now Temple is moving fast here. They get on an inside handoff to Worthy, and he's stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain. Mike Edwards, the third on the tackle for ECU, the third leading tackler on this team.
And that's the key for ECU. Create some negative plays on early downs and make Temple have to be predictable in what they want to do in 2nd and 3rd down.
How about the tempo a little bit here that you've seen from Temple after making some nice plays back-to-back?
They're going to mix it up just to keep the defense honest, because they know and they like, if they like a situation in terms of personnel, defensively, they're going to attack it.
They empty the backfield here and go on 5 wide. 2nd and 10 from the 30. Simon rolling out of pressure is just going to take off and go to the sideline for a 5-yard gain. Gets hit late. Here comes the flag. Surad Ware got him out of bounds. And that's going to tack on some more here.
Yeah, 2 pieces.
After the play, personal foul, late hit out of bounds. Defense number 53. 15-yard penalty added to the end of the run. Automatic first down.
This is the 2 things on this defensive play. Number 1, and most importantly, Surad Ware, he's out of bounds. You cannot make that kind of decision there. But also, if you go back to the beginning of the play, the pass rush, Raheem Craig got inside. He was playing a sort of what you call a wide 9 technique, which is as far outside as you possibly can. He took his rush to the inside. There's nobody on the edge to contain the quarterback from taking off. And then Surad Ware has to try to chase it down and commits the penalty on top of things.
They get half the distance to the goal since he was knocked out at the 25. So the ball's at the 12.5-yard line, and it's 1st down and 10 for Temple. Moving much better here, obviously, on their 2nd offensive series. It's Worthy, and he is knocked down after a couple. So Terez Worthy, who's also good both ways, rushing and receiving. They try to get him involved as much as they possibly can here. Now you got a 2nd down and just outside the 10-yard line.
Yeah, it's actually a really nice job that time by Raheem Craig. We just talked about him getting too far inside. That time he stayed outside, forced the play back up inside where his guys could rally inside out at linebacker and make the tackle.
About 1.5 yards on the play. 2nd down, Temple. Simon lofts it up for the end zone. Knocked down, incomplete. Here comes the flag. One at Ashton Allen. Dontavius Nash defending on the play.
Pass interference. Defense number 6. Penalty enforced after just correction. Ball is at the placed at the 2-yard line. Automatic first down.
At the end of the day, Dontavius Nash he panics here. See, his head slightly comes around. I think he just did that as a token to try to get away with it. But there's a lot of hand fighting, and you see him hold that left arm. He uses his left arm to hold Aston Allen's right arm down so Allen can't go up and make the catch. Nash, he can't panic there. Just go play the football.
First and goal now for Temple, trying to respond. Worthy's in the backfield. It is Worthy pushing forward, just shy of pay dirt. Stopped right outside the goal line. A little extracurricular activity, as you see down there, and it's involving Nash again, and he's not happy about it. No flags down.
You see it here. It's out here on the right-hand side. Nash is on the right of your screen there, and you'll eventually see him go down. Not quite sure exactly what happened there, but an extra shot taken there by Jamar Taylor Jr. at the end of the play.
Temple from the 1 yard line, second and goal. Worthy trying to stretch it. Did he get it? No.
I think Omar Rogers may have taken the football from him on the attempt to stretch it. Rogers feels like he got the strip there. And you'll see Omar Rogers, number 12, right there. Watch him slide. And then right there, he reaches to take the football out, and he lands with the ball in his chest. I think it's going to stay Temple ball. But it'll be interesting to see if they can see this down the line, whether or not he was able to stretch that ball into the end zone.
Was short of the goal line. The previous play is under further review.
Well, they're going to take a look, too, to see whether he touched the goal line with the football first, as Riddle was in there on the tackle. You talked about it, Reggie, so let's see if we can see first off whether the ball did cross the plane for the touchdown, and then, like you said, about the tackle and what happened at the end of the play.
Yeah, Omar Rogers actually does a really nice job here at that safety position. Watch him, he slides, and then he shows up right there, not quite sure where he's at in terms of if he's in the end zone or not, tries to rip that football out. Right there, there's Rogers working his way down. The question is, where is the football right there? Rogers' feet are in the end zone, but that doesn't mean the football is. Isaiah Brown Murray there as well. The Huff High School product, Jamarly Riddle, also all attacking the football there. Great job defensively swarming to the ball. See it here from down the line.
This could be the best look.
I tell you what, that's tough.
Let's see at the end where he kind of stretches it, right?
But is that a perfect angle for us? We're sort of, the angle we're looking at, we're kind of in the end zone. So
it's tough.
It'll be very interesting to see if they've got enough to fully overturn that call.
Right, remember
after further review, the ruling on the field stands. Third down.
Correct. I mean, that was the call on the field, and I don't think there was enough there.
Yeah,
obviously.
I think it was tough. It would have been tough to overturn that based on those angles. And so a big third down here. If you're ECU, the question for Temple is, do you feel like you can win the line of scrimmage and run the football again, or do you feel like you're forced to throw the football and take a chance by putting it in the air?
They've got to be so frustrated. You feel like, hey, we got 1 yard here, guys, and then the ground game, it's been tough this year for them. Let's see. They're going to go quickly. Simon, they're going to try to sneak it here, and it's a touchdown. Far side official comes in, rules touchdown for Temple. And ECU again saying that the ball came out, and it's our ball. The far side official had ruled touchdown. Coming in from the top of the screen.
Raheem Craig's got to be careful in there.
Daryl DeBerry, our referee, has been very busy early here throughout the first 7 minutes of this game. Comes another announcement.
Result of the play is a touchdown. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense number 17. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kick. That is number 17's first unsportsmanlike conduct foul of the game.
All right, so they got John Adams at the end of the play, but Simon with his second rushing touchdown of the season, and Temple's a point away from tying it up.
If you're talking about a college football team that can run the proverbial tush push, it better be the team that plays in the same home stadium as the Philadelphia Eagles and Jalen Hurts.
That's right. Maddox Trujillo for the extra point. And we are tied at 7. That's a really good response by the Temple Owls, and the first touchdown Temple has scored in the first quarter this season.
Insanity. Doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result.
Would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind.
Kamala wouldn't change a thing? Their weakness invited wars, welfare for illegals, while Americans struggle. Now Kamala wants higher taxes on top of higher prices. We can't afford 4 more years of Kamala.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Let's go to our next segment, Fairest Calls, inspired by Geico's fair and fast 24/7 claim service.
Do we have to do the Geico stuff on him here?
Yep, we do. Let's play the clip.
Holding, number 53, 10-yard penalty.
This literally happens every game. Can we just skip to the action? Nope, nothing but fair and fast claims, just like Geico. Here's the next clip.
But I don't play the clip.
Pass interference, number 34.
Wow, doesn't get any fairer than this, boys.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
If I was to describe this sandwich in one word, I would say magical. Hi, this is Jamor, and the little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich is that extra oomph. I go back and forth from the spicy filet to the original filet. Personally, I get into the sweetness of the honey. That's what hits first. Then you have the extra kick from the spicy filet, and then you also have the spice of the jalapeno peppers. The combination alone takes it over the top. It's award-winning in my mind.
Real customer paid for their testimonial.
Welcome to the NBA playoffs.
This is Formula One.
I'm on the next level now.
It's so on.
Fun fact, by the way, I started out coaching as an offensive coordinator. You know, I don't know how I got on the defensive side of the ball, but it's unique. You know, I think I've learned this in the last 48 hours. You can't control everything. You can't do everything. You know, sometimes you try, but our coaches and our staff have been awesome. You know, hey, how can I help you? What can I do for you? This, that. So I think you got to make sure you're delegating things, and at the same time, you got to keep everybody's eye on the goal.
Blake told us yesterday, first off, he's here, because of Mike Houston, good friend of his. It's obviously a tough situation, with Houston out and him having to take over. He said, I'm just trying to do what's best for the situation. But first and foremost, he said, I love college football. He's like, I'm a fan first, right? He said, if I could be a lifetime tailgater, that's what I would do, right? I mean, he's just a college football fan.
And not only that, he invited me to the tailgates, and I told him I'd show up. So there's that.
There you go.
But listen, at the end of the day, he cares about these kids and helping them develop and giving them a chance to win football games, which is what was partly instilled in him and Mike Houston all the time they've been together.
Winston Wright on the return after the 15-yard penalty after the touchdown by Temple. They had a kickoff from the 20, so it's good field position here for ECU. Now let's go back to our players to watch here, brought to you by Regions Bank.
At the end of the day, when you talk about this offense, it starts with Chase Sowell being able to stretch the defense, create big plays down the field. We saw him have an opportunity earlier, unable to bring it in. And then for Temple defensively, DJ Woodbury Sr., when ECU goes to their tempo, he's got to get this defense lined up so they can play alignment assignment football.
Hauser going sideline, incomplete. Almost hauled in that time by Yannick Smith, and Jamel Johnson was defending for Temple.
Yeah, Yannick Smith, the freshman, about 6'3", 215, 220 pounds. I like his mindset there, but what I'd like to see him do, and I think he'll do it as he gets older, he's just a freshman, he'll start to stop on that play and attack that ball up high and play it as a back shoulder throw instead of waiting for it to drop down.
London Montgomery's in the backfield. He takes the pitch to the outside, and he's dragged out of bounds by DJ Woodbury, who you just talked about for Temple.
Yeah, Montgomery is a little bit more of this sort of explosive in terms of his speed type of guy in the backfield of this offense. If he gets the edge, you better get to him quickly, because if he turns the corner, he's got blazing speed, the transfer out of Penn State.
Your former school? Pickup of 4 yards. It is 3rd down and 6 for ECU.
I would have transferred too if Nick Singleton and Katron Allen were in the same backfield as me.
No doubt. Hauser on the slant. The catch is made at midfield, and it's a 1st down for the Pirates. Got Sowell and Torrey Richardson and Tyquan King combined for the tackle, but it's a 1st down for the Pirates.
Yeah, this is a great job by Sowell. Fearless going to the inside, making a nice grab to move the chains.
Play action. Hauser, pressure. He gets hit. The ball is out. And initially it looks like it's recovered by ECU, and they will keep possession here by the offensive lineman Hampton Ergel.
How about Hampton Ergel's athleticism right here? Watch him, 74 right there. He sees the ball, watch his left hand. Boom, push a guy out of the way and get on the football. That is well done by the big fella, the offensive lineman Hampton Ergel at 6'7", 320 pounds. Just using that left arm with that strength to keep the defender away from the ball.
His 6th year here at ECU. Pass goes out, caught by Riles, and only a short pickup by DeCirio Riles. Richardson again on the tackle. It's going to be 3rd down again for the Pirates.
Riles a part of a tight end group that's got to be more productive. Casey Kelly is out. They've got to get more production from Riles. Tyler Savage, number 9 at tight end, and also number 8. We'll see more of Javante J.C. Connor. Those 3 guys have to give them something in terms of receiving the football in the passing game at that tight end spot.
Connor, the true freshman tight end, wearing number 8. 3rd down for ECU. Montgomery on the carry. He's got the first. He gets inside the Temple 35-yard line.
Great vision here by Montgomery. Watch him working to the right. Understands where there's space, cuts up, gets behind the big fella, Emmanuel Poku. They call him Kojo. Kojo leading the way.
14-yard gain right back to Montgomery, and he does it again, and that's another 1st down run, a gain of 10.
I love sticking with the running game. If you're J.D. Baker in this offense, continue to run the football, gash this defense.
And look how fast ECU is moving now, and it's right back to Montgomery, and Temple is on their heels here as 3 straight by Montgomery. 14 yards, 10 yards, and now a 5-yard gain. It's going to be 2nd down.
And this is what we talked about, where Woodbury has to get these guys lined up. There's some gap responsibility issues, some run fit issues on a couple of those plays. And when you go really fast, sometimes guys don't get properly lined up. That's why Woodbury's so important to this team in this game.
ECU offensive coordinator John David Baker has him moving here now. Rajay Harris is checked in for Montgomery in the backfield. It's a fake to him. Hauser goes to the end zone, and it's caught. Now dropped. Almost Sowell had a touchdown opportunity there. Andreas Keaton was defending along with Torrey Richardson.
Yeah, he knew the hit was coming. He knew the hit was coming from across with the defender, and Andreas Keaton was there to show up, and that's what forced Sowell to drop the football. That's 2 big drops for him early.
ECU is 3 for 3 on 3rd down so far in this game. It's now 3rd down and 5. 1st quarter, 4:26 to go.
As the old adage goes, might as well catch it. You're going to get hit anyway.
Hauser. Catch is made. Patterson cuts it back for the touchdown. Jari Patterson for ECU.
Great job by Jari Patterson. Uses the defense's aggression against them. Look at this, a bad angle there by Jalen Lewis, number 21, overruns the play. You've got to understand, you've already got another defender to the outside. Stay to the inside and combo tackle there. Instead, he goes too far high, trying to get to the outside shoulder. Back inside goes Jari Patterson, touchdown.
First touchdown catch of the season for Patterson. 14th grab of the campaign, and the extra point here is no good by Noah Perez. First missed extra point by him this season. And so the Pirates.
Jari Patterson giving us a little bit of not only the wiggle after the catch, but a wiggle in the end zone. East Carolina leads it 13-7.
Yellow. Didn't pass the tissue test?
Dr. Garcia?
Buckle up.
Whoa! Reality checkup.
There's toothpaste white, And then there's Crest 3D White Strips White. Oh, one sec.
Crest 3D White Strips safely work below the enamel surface to whiten like a $400 professional treatment.
Prepare for a non-stop smile.
The #1 teeth whitening brand in America. And use Crest 3D White toothpaste to maintain your smile. Crest.
Coach Gecko!
Coach G. Laura, Dan, I didn't realize the media would be here.
No, this isn't for work. We're just really big fans.
And we're scouting for our fantasy insurance teams.
Geico has all the top prospects, a 97% satisfaction rating. That's unreal.
Oh my gosh, it's true. True! Smells like insurance.
Suppose Geico does have devoted fans. It's not weird.
Jade, sign my arm.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
She only signs claims checks.
I was so excited when I heard this sandwich was back. I was like, Cloud 9. 2 words, Cloud 9. What's up? This is Mike.
And this is Celia.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich
is the symphony of flavors. You can always count on that crispy, tender, juicy chicken, and it's got pickled jalapenos, and it's so good.
My favorite part is the pimento cheese. Topped off with the honey, it all comes together perfectly. I like the original.
I like the spicy chicken fillet. But either way,
you're getting a winner.
Real customers paid for their testimonials.
This is Formula One!
Mom, whose room is this?
Oh, I don't know.
When you want bedtime to be a good time.
Good night, sweetheart.
It matters where you stay. Conrad Hotels and Resorts. Hilton for the stay.
Get your paper tablet at Remarkable.com today.
Back at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium, ECU up 13-7. They got here this way. Jari Patterson just going to run a short little out route to the outside. But instead, what ends up happening is the two defenders, they get lost. Right here, freeze it right there. They get lost. They get too far upfield, and there's a walk-in touchdown because of the angle defensively is off.
They missed the extra point, so it stays 13-7. Here's Worthy on the return now for Temple, and diving across the 25-yard line to set up camp for the Owls, now down by 6. Fans, spend less and stream more sports with a special offer from ESPN Plus. Save $20 and get an annual subscription for the price of 9 months. A lot of action today. You got to get to some of the scores as well, too, around the nation. I was looking at Notre Dame up 30 right now on Navy. We know how good Navy was playing this year.
Yeah, it's amazing how much Navy, or I should say Notre Dame, is going to have in terms of what to say about the American potentially making the college football playoff, as Notre Dame plays both Navy and Army in the next few weeks.
I think Notre Dame potentially will go to 7-1. The only blemish was that Northern Illinois loss at home. It's out to Worthy here now for Temple as he gets across the 30-yard line.
Temple's had some success running the football so far early in this game. They're going to have to continue that if they want to have a chance down the stretch to win this football game.
Once again, Worthy up across the 40-yard line, first down. Nash in the tackle for ECU, fresh set of downs for the Owls.
Timeout on the field
the offensive
injury.
It looks like Terez Worthy.
Oh, no, it's Worthy. Excuse me. You're right. It is Worthy.
And he's a guy that's really been improving so much for them. The transfer from Lackawanna and Nassau Community Colleges earlier in his career from Salisbury, Maryland. He's really kind of growing and adding to his ability to help this team, and you just hope that whatever it is, he's able to get back into this football game, because he's been a key piece to this football team the last few weeks for sure. He's able to bounce up there and run off the field. Again here, Devin King, he just kind of gets sandwiched between King, and that's Gavin Gibson, number 5, and number 7, Samuel Danka. Physical defense. Those guys will come and hit you for sure.
So Joquez Smith is in. 24 now, in for Worthy, who's on the sideline. Play fake from Simon. Pressure coming from the edge, and he takes a shot deep down the field, and it's caught. And going in for the touchdown for Temple, it's going to be Allen. Ashton Allen goes the distance, and the Owls now can take the lead.
That's a great job by Simon, his patience and understanding. It's just a one-on-one situation to the right of the screen. No safety help for Dontavius Nash. Just almost an unfair situation. Remember, Ashton Allen is a track guy. He's just now playing football. As a last year in college for 4 years, he was a part of the track team at the University of Southern California. You see the speed there getting over the top.
That one goes for 60 yards, and Maddox Trujillo for the extra point, and now Temple leads it 14-13. First touchdown catch of the season for Allen.
And you see it right here. There's no safety in the middle of the field. That's the biggest key, no safety. So the matchup is at the top of the screen right here. These two guys, they're going to do the work. And all of a sudden, it's one-on-one, and Allen just has too much speed for Dontavius Nash. Runs right by him. Nice throw, great speed, walk-in touchdown. Allen knows that his speed is the great equalizer, really the dominator for this offense. If they can get him in one-on-one situations, the question is whether or not Evan Simon's going to be able to lay it out there for him to run underneath it. That time, perfect throw.
Certainly was. He's got 2 catches for 75 yards now, including that touchdown there of 60 yards, and Temple leads it 14-13. Still 3:22 to play here in this first quarter.
Allen with that speed, comes from a track family, and he can absolutely run, and that time showing off the speed.
So Temple, who didn't score a touchdown in the first quarter all season until today, now they got 2 of them.
And the question is, can East Carolina respond? Look at this, 5 straight possessions dating back obviously to the previous game. They've scored touchdowns. The question is, can they get to 6 and respond to what this Temple offense, this Temple football team is doing here on the road so far today?
And the most since 2020. They had 6 straight. So here's Hauser and company now. Hands off to Rajay Harris. Just a couple of yards off the left side for the graduate student out of Duncan, South Carolina.
They've got to get Rajay Harris going. Like, he's the ultimate of positivity. He's the leader of that running back room, but his production this year has not really been what his talent says it should be or could be.
Right, goes in motion, but it's a keeper from Hauser as he goes across the 30-yard line and takes a hit there at the 31. Going to be 3rd down and 4 now upcoming for ECU.
And a nice dimension to this offense. You've got Winston Wright going one direction concerning the defense. They've got to keep an eye on him. I call him the Where's Waldo guy. Got to figure out where number 1's going to be lined up, because he can create problems from anywhere. And then Rajay Harris in that backfield as well, and Caden Hauser with the keeper.
Wright's had 8 carries on the season, so they do give it to him in those situations. Hauser now dumps it off here, and it's going to be incomplete. Harris couldn't grab it. Tyquan King was right there for Temple to make the tackle, and it's going to be 4th down. So 4th and 4, and the punt team is on.
It's a great read by Tyquan King. Understands the play action fake, attacks downhill. Tyquan King is a transfer from where? ECU, now at Temple. This game means maybe a little bit extra to him. Talked to the coaches of Temple earlier this week. Would you, or how do you talk to him about managing that? And they said, we're not going to worry about that. We're just going to remind him it's just another football game.
Luke Larson to punt for ECU, and Tyler Stewart is back to return for the Owls at his 30-yard line. And it'll be down right at the 30. Let's check in with Smacker.
Hey guys, I talked to Coach Drayton about how well Taekwon King has been playing lately, and he told me that after the Army game, Taekwon came up to him and said, "Coach, it clicked. I understand the defensive scheme so much better now." That play has absolutely translated to the stat categories in the last few games. He's leading the Owls in tackles.
And it was kind of funny, though, too, right, Smacker, when he was telling us about it. He's like, yeah, Coach, they lost that game 42-14. He's like, well, I hope it's on now. He's like, the light's on. Like, well, let's hope it translates into a little bit better play for this team.
Here's what's scary about the West Haven, Connecticut native. He's the second leading tackler in the conference, and he just figured out the defense.
Right. Exactly. Defensive captain. One of their top players, talking about number 10, Taekwon King.
And look at this from ECU, the very late substitution. They've got time to make the subs, and watch the big man jog off. Nobody's in a rush, because that's going to create exactly what it did. Stan Drayton had to burn a timeout because the play clock continues to run.
Timeout. Temple. Here first. 30 seconds.
That is well executed by the ECU sideline. You substitute, you see the offense substitute, take as much time as they're going to allow you to decide, and then you tell those defensive linemen, hey, big man jog it, don't be in a rush, because the play clock is their problem, not ours. That time they forced Temple to burn a timeout. We'll see if it starts to impact the rhythm of what we've seen of this Temple offense here in this first quarter.
That's a good point right there. Let's take a look at our Capital One college football rankings. All right. What are we tracking here today? I know your team's in action, right? Number 3, Penn State.
Definitely going to be tracking the Nittany Lions later on. I want to see how Texas responds to being dominated at the line of scrimmage last week by Georgia. They're on the road at Vanderbilt, a dangerous team with Diego Pavia at the quarterback position. And then LSU at Texas A&M, top 15 matchup. One of those teams is going to end up with 2 losses on the season. There it is. They've been rolling since the first weeks of the season. Whoever loses this game, there's no more margin for error if they want to make the college football playoff. I don't think anybody with more than 2 losses gets in.
That's at 7:30 on ABC. And now Temple here as they get it to Joquez Smith for a couple up to the 33-yard line, gain of 3. How about Clemson in there at number 9? We were talking about that last night at dinner about
timeout on the field.
What Dabo Swinney is doing with that group and building from the ground up, right?
I love what Dabo's doing. Listen, he's stuck to his guns. He's sticking to his mindset of how he's going to use and or not use the transfer portal. I think the biggest misnomer is people think that he's not trying to use it at all. He does use it, but if he's not going to get in a bidding war for a player as it relates to NIL and collective money.
Player down is Eric King, the left guard for the Temple Owls, number 52, the redshirt freshman.
And they've got all kinds of injuries in the offensive line. Kevin Terry, who started last week at left tackle, not in there today either. So gonna have to. There's a little bit of patchwork for this offensive line at this point.
Mm-hmm. We talked to Coach Stan Drayton earlier this week, though, and, you know, obviously the season right now is not going the way they wanted to. And then, you know, you don't think about what a loss or a situation early does for your team. Kind of like the same thing here with ECU. Remember, they lost by 2 to App State. Could have been 3-0. How does that change things? We might be here not talking about Mike Houston gone if that's the case. What about for Temple, who's 2-5? I don't see them as a 2-5 team, but that's the reality of the situation.
No, you think about some of the things that both of these programs have been through, and we talk about the App State loss for ECU. The following week, they go to Liberty on the road. All of a sudden, there's like a 4-hour weather delay. After 7 snaps to start the game, they get a lead and lose that lead in the second half as well. That game didn't resume until about 11 o'clock at night. So just a tough couple of weeks for this program.
Just saw Blake Harrell, the defensive coordinator, who's now the interim head coach here for ECU. Mike Houston let go on Sunday. 1-point game here. Temple in the lead. Catch is made. Smith gets up close to the 40-yard line. Going to be a little bit shy of the first down. It's going to be 3rd and 2. Damian Wilson had some pressure there that time. See if Temple can keep this drive alive here on 3rd and 2, Reggie.
That's a great job by Simon. He had pressure bearing down on him, coming right into his face, makes the throw out there into the flat and allows his back to pick up something positive and set up a much more manageable 3rd down here at like 3rd and 2. That's a long 2, but very obviously a shorter distance than a 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8.
They bring in Antoine Littleton in the backfield. He gets it. He needs to get to the 40. Not going to get there. Stopped right at the line. And ECU stuffs him defensively. Zakai Barker and company. It'll be 4th and 2 for the Owls.
This is just a great job by Zakai Barker. He just slides to his right and fills the hole that Littleton thought he saw off of that left side of the offense. Great job by Zakai Barker. Runs his feet, meets him in the hole, and then drives the legs to keep Littleton from pushing through him to pick up that first down. That's a 235, 240-pound back against a 230-pound linebacker. That's how you meet at the point of attack.
Dante Atten to punt for Temple. Winston Wright back to return. Almost blocked. And a fair catch called for and made by Wright at the 25. 1 second left in this first quarter. ESPN Plus, a place for the American Athletic Conference. All the action this fall. We've got 40+ college football games, 200 soccer, volleyball, including all the conference championships, and also the home to All-American, the weekly show highlighting football every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern. To catch all the action, sign up at espnplus.com/AAC. Final play of the first quarter, and the pass is incomplete. Over the middle, looking for Smith, who has the first touchdown of the game today for ECU. And we played 15 minutes from Greenville. Homecoming today from Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. Temple 14, ECU 13. Back with a second quarter after this.
At Chomps, we create snacks for people who are hungry to get the most out of life, who only accept the highest quality. Because real life demands real ingredients. We make snacks that don't take shortcuts. With grass-fed and finished beef, 0 sugar, and up to 12 grams of protein. When life challenges you, take bigger bites. Chomps, take bigger bites. Learn more at chomps.com.
Let's hide in the attic.
No, in the basement. Why can't we just get in the running car?
Are you crazy? Let's hide behind the chainsaws.
Smart. Yeah, okay.
If you're in a horror movie, you make poor decisions. That's what you do.
This is a good idea. Shh, I'm being quiet. Breathing on me.
If you want to save on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do.
I was so excited when I heard this sandwich was back. I was like, Cloud 9. 2 words, Cloud 9. What's up? This is Mike.
And this is Celia.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich
is the symphony of flavors. You can always count on that crispy, tender, juicy chicken, and it's got pickled jalapenos, and it's so good.
My favorite part is the pimento cheese. Topped off with the honey, it all comes together perfectly. I like the original.
I like the spicy chicken fillet, but either way,
you're getting a winner.
Real customers paid for their testimonials.
Amazon Fall Favorites are here. Save on fashion, home, beauty, and more. Shop Amazon Fall Favorites now.
I'm on the next level now.
It's so on.
It's in the feeling, the sound. Just like writing on paper, but something entirely new.
I want something that can hold me in the moment, so I am focused. Nothing steals my attention. I know exactly where everything is,
so my work can move forward.
No matter where I am.
Making the most out of my mind.
Whenever I need it to.
Get your paper tablet at remarkable.com.
See you later, Mr. Lee.
Hi, Zoe.
How can I help you today?
Do you know if there's a less expensive option for my new Medicare prescription?
Medicare? Really? I might have to see some ID, Mr. Lee. Here, let me check on that for you. Okay, so I'll give your doctor's office a call and then
This is not just help with a Medicare prescription.
Thank you, Zoe.
Anytime. Bye.
This is the human kind of help. Walgreens.
When you want bedtime to be a good time.
Good night, sweetheart.
It matters where you stay. Conrad Hotels and Resorts. Hilton for the stay.
Welcome back to Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. Temple leads ECU 14-13 at the end of the first quarter. I have interim head coach Blake Harrell. Coach, what have you seen from your team as far as the energy you wanted to?
You know, they're playing with great energy and great juice and playing for each other. And that's what we talked about all week, is keeping it tight, sticking together, and let's go play for each other one play at a time. Now, we got to go do that for 4 quarters. Obviously, defense, we got to go stay on top of the big ball. But as long as they keep that energy up and play with great effort, we'll have a chance to end the game here.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
And to that point, you know, Smacker, that's a great job. I'm glad you're able to get that from Coach. But he talked about staying on top of that big ball. They hit one offensively to Smith. They've got to tighten it up on that end, but they want to hit some more, obviously, on offense. John David Baker going to stay aggressive.
Second quarter, Hauser on the run, and it's overthrown incomplete on the sideline.
That's a really good throwaway. The route they wanted, you got a back out in the flat who falls down. Yannick Smith in tight coverage, nothing really there. Good throwaway, but he put it in an area just in case. That's well done by Katin Hauser. Sometimes you have to accept that you've gotten defeated on the offensive play there.
3rd down and 10 now for ECU from their 25-yard line. Hauser so far today. There's John David Baker on the sideline. You like the mix so far you've seen by this team?
Yeah, I really do. That's the 12th pass to 7 runs. That's pretty good balance by this team. As Smith gets another one, working up that seam in on a 2 wide receiver set as the slot man.
Keaton on the tackle. Another big play to Anthony Smith.
Smith, the NC State transfer, showing his ability to create big plays in this passing game.
2 catches now for him for 42 yards, including the touchdown as they go on the ground here for Montgomery.
Montgomery's done a nice job for them. Javius Bond, one of their other running backs, out this week. He's been out for a while now. And then obviously Rajay Harris, one of those key guys. But Montgomery's given them some really good snaps so far in this football game, making plays running the football.
False start. Offense number 62. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Got Jamarian McCrimmon that time, who is starting at right tackle today for ECU. Just underway in the second quarter from the 42. Smith in motion. Hauser's pass caught by Wright, and Temple's right there waiting for him. Woodbury and also Torrey Richardson with a tackle.
That's a great job by DJ Woodbury. He's already extended from the formation because of the trip set. The motion goes back inside. He makes a slight step to the inside, but he doesn't go too far. So as soon as that ball goes back to the outside, he's able to inside out that ball, and then the corner steps up to play leverage on the outside. Great job. Good team defense there by Temple.
Reggie, possibly 4-down territory here. Yes, no, 43-yard line, 3rd and 10.
I think if you get 7 or 8 yards, yes. I think if you get less than 5, they're going to punt it.
3rd and 11. Hauser, incomplete. Smith was in the area.
I think Hauser threw that football about a half second too early. You have a crossing route, 2 guys coming across his face. He throws it right there when they're in the same space. If he waits another half second there and lets DeSorio Riles clear Anthony Smith, Riles was coming to the left, Smith was going right. You let Riles clear Smith, you go to Riles, he's probably still running, and you definitely get a big play, potentially a touchdown.
So Luke Larson to punt. Stewart is back to return at his own 5-yard line. Fair catch. That's right about where he has it. So Temple's going to be back deep when we come back. Just under 2 minutes gone by in the second quarter. Owls still lead it by 1.
As your host, I have some rules. First, no showers longer than 5 minutes. This isn't a spa. That's the rule.
Meanwhile, at a Vrbo, when other vacation rentals make you share your turf with a host, try one that's all yours.
Let's go to our next segment, Fairest Calls, inspired by Geico's fair and fast 24/7 claims service.
Do we have to do the Geico stuff on him here?
Yep, we do. Let's play the clip.
Holding, number 53, 10-yard penalty.
This literally happens every game. Can we just skip to the action?
Nope, nothing but fair and fast claims, just like Geico. Here's the next clip.
But I don't want to play the coach.
Pass interference, number 34.
Wow. Doesn't get any fairer than this, boys.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
Late flag on the punt. Illegal formation for ECU, and since Temple had it at their own 5, they're going to make them re-kick. Larson. And now Stewart is going to let this one bounce and into the end zone. So yes, much better there, and they'll take that. So now we will go back to break, and we'll return in a moment. 12:54 to go in this second quarter. Owls lead it by 1 over ECU.
Insanity. Doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result.
Would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind.
Kamala wouldn't change a thing? Their weakness invited wars, welfare for illegals, while Americans struggle. Now Kamala wants higher taxes on top of higher prices. We can't afford 4 more years of Kamala.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Let's go to our next segment, Fairest Calls, inspired by Geico's fair and fast 24/7 claim service.
Do we have to do the Geico step on him here?
Yep, we do. Let's play the clip.
Holding, number 53, 10-yard penalty.
This literally happens every game. Can we just skip to the action?
Nope, nothing but fair and fast claims, just like Geico. Here's the next clip.
But I don't want to play the coach.
Pass interference, number 34.
Wow. Doesn't get any fairer than this, boys.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
If I was to describe this sandwich in one word, I would say magical. Hi, this is Jamor, and the little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich is that extra oomph. I go back and forth from the spicy filet to the original filet. Personally, I get into the sweetness of the honey. That's what hits first. Then you have the extra kick from the spicy filet, and then you also have the spice of the jalapeno peppers. The combination alone takes it over the top. It's award-winning in my mind.
Real customer paid for their testimonial.
From summer loves to fall flings. So many ways to save. Life ready, wallet happy. That's 365 by Whole Foods Market.
I love it.
That's my line. There's no place like Target to shop everything wicked.
ECU and Temple last met 2 years ago in Philadelphia. ECU's Keaton Mitchell ran for 222 yards in that game, 3 touchdowns. He's now running back for the Baltimore Ravens. And then Holton Ahlers, who's the all-time leading passer in ECU history. 3 TD passes, including the game winner, just over a minute left. A shootout, 49-46. ECU at the Link a couple years ago, back on November 26th.
How about Holton Ahlers out-dueling Hall of Famer Kurt Warner's son, EJ, in that football game?
Right. And here's the series where Temple's won 6 in a row from 14 to 19. ECU has won the last 3 straight. And homecoming here today, and a beautiful day in Greenville, North Carolina. 78 degrees, not a cloud in the sky. And it's Temple football to begin this drive. You see Simon's numbers 4-7 with 95 yards and the touchdown to Allen. Here's Worthy. They eke out about 3. And the flag is down just across the 20-yard line. A lot of flags in this game today already.
It's been a laundry-filled affair, but I think...
Personal foul, top block, offense number 52 and number 67. Penalty enforced half the distance to the goal. First down.
They get Eric King in there as part of the illegal block there. You get one guy up high, one guy going down low. That'll get you in trouble every time. King and Barajas.
So 1st and 20. Simon rolling, looking, nobody really, but now it finds Taylor. I'm going to say incomplete. He was out of bounds. So trying to get it to Jamar Taylor. It's going to be second and 20.
On the field is an incomplete pass.
Taylor's just got to have better awareness there. He's open along the sideline. Just stepped out of bounds as he was receiving the football. Watch his left foot here to the right of your screen. He's right there. He just steps out of bounds on the catch. Have to have better awareness there. Give your quarterback something he can work with. That right there, obviously not the answer, setting up a critical second and long.
Simon, pressure in his face, dumps it off, and again, not much happening here as Worthy makes the catch, but he's decked by Shane Perry. You know, Temple was in this situation early in the game, right, Reggie, where they had a penalty, a 5-yard penalty, it backed him up. Now they had this penalty. You're in a tough spot here trying to make something happen from your own 14 with 3rd and 16.
That's an example of what I thought would be very important in this football game. You get a pressure package, a couple of guys coming off the edge, and so what do? They try to throw the screen pass behind it. Great job by Perry coming up and making that tackle. Excellent read by the linebacker, getting more and more snaps now this season.
Littleton's in the backfield. Simon, and dumps it off to the tight end, James Della Pesca, for just a couple, and it's going to set up a 4th down and long. Punt team is on.
And again, Blake Harrell showing you everything in the package. That time they came with a little bit of delayed blitz, sending Julian Davis, the linebacker, late.
Temple's number 20 is now wearing number 85.
It forced
Temple number 20 is now wearing number 85.
To check that ball down underneath, because he thought about it and realized, I don't have enough time with that delayed blitz coming to push the ball down the field. You force the check down, and you rally up and make a tackle, move on after forcing a punt.
Winston Wright back to return the kick. Lets it go, and if you're Temple, maybe you continue to let that go. Might have kept going deeper into ECU territory. Instead, it's going to be down at about the 38-yard line is where they place it. So the Pirates back on offense, down a point here early in the second quarter.
I didn't have to spend my life trying to find my calling. Mine found me at an early age.
At Ram, our calling is to build trucks. So when you find your calling, nothing can stop you from answering it.
Let's hide in the attic.
No, in the basement. Why can't we just get in the running car?
Are you crazy? Let's hide behind the chainsaws.
Smart. Yeah, okay.
If you're in a horror movie, you make poor decisions. That's what you do.
This was a good idea. Shh, I'm being quiet. Breathing on me.
If you want to save on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do.
I was so excited when I heard this sandwich was back. I was like, Cloud9. 2 words, Cloud9. What's up? This is Mike.
And this is Celia.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich
is the symphony of flavors. You can always count on that crispy, tender, juicy chicken, and it's got pickled jalapenos, and it's so good.
My favorite part is the pimento cheese. Topped off with the honey, it all comes together perfectly. I like the original.
I like the spicy chicken fillet. But either way,
you're getting a winner.
Real customers paid for their testimonials.
$273. This is how much you spend every month on subscriptions.
I only have like 2 or 3, right?
That's what we all think. But in reality, there's so much more that we don't even know we're paying for.
So how do I put more of this cash back in my pocket?
Rocket Money is a financial app that shows you every subscription you're paying for, even that one you forgot about from 5 years ago.
Huh, I can't believe I'm still paying for this. I'll call and cancel right now.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. With Rocket Money, they even cancel it for you.
Really?
Yep. All you have to do is tap a few buttons and they take care of it. Download Rocket Money today.
This is Formula One!
I'm on the next level now. It's so on.
Welcome to the NBA playoffs.
Obviously, Mike Houston was let go this past week on Sunday. Here's a look at your previous 3 head coaches in ECU.
Yeah, Ruffin McNeil was dismissed in a very controversial manner in terms of the fans around here. They're very upset. Ruffin McNeil, an ECU guy. Scotty Montgomery comes in. They really struggled in his opportunity. Mike Houston had it going a little bit earlier the last couple of seasons, season and a half, if you will. Team has struggled a little bit more, so they move on from him. So the question now is, who can come in and get this team back to going to the postseason on a consistent basis?
Well, that's the thing. There's a lot of football left to be played here. That's how important this game is today for ECU. They're 3-4, and you heard at the beginning, you know, they want to get to a bowl game. That's what's, you know, at stake kind of right now. And, you know, you get this win today, you're 4-4. If not, Coach Harrell told us, I mean, you're putting yourself in a tough spot at 3-5.
4-4 going into a bye week with 2 back-to-back Thursday night games coming after that. So,
Hauser hit as he threw it, and it's going to be picked off.
Wow.
I would say ruled a fumble and picked up by Temple. The pressure from DeJuan Black, and Trey Thomas was able to catch that ball.
First down, Temple.
They're going to call it an interception.
DeJuan Black at the top of the screen. He just gets pressure, gets that arm up, and gets a piece of Katin Hauser. Great job by Trey Thomas recognizing the football in the air, attacking it. This is well done by DeJuan Black. They tell defensive linemen, pass rushers all the time, you turn that corner, you get close to the quarterback, he starts to wind up, get those arms going, and see if you can get a piece of the football. He does just that, Trey Thomas with the pick. How about it for DeJuan Black with everything he's gone through with this program?
Sudden change here now. Let's see if they take a shot. They do. Simon, and it's tipped and incomplete, and a flag is thrown. He wanted Ashton Allen, who's got the touchdown earlier today from 60 yards out.
Wilson Lamb's got to find the football. I mean, this is real simple at that defensive back spot, number 11. You'll see it on the right-hand side of your screen. This is just a one-on-one situation. You got to find the football. He's trying to play through Allen. Allen is playing late hands. He's keeping contact. At some point, you've got to find the football, recognize where it is, and go attack the football. Instead, he's trying to play Allen, and that's what gets him in trouble there. He was in phase. I liked where he was in terms of the location, but he's got to do a better job locating the football and playing the ball.
1st and 10 after the penalty. Worthy's in the backfield for the Owls here. Simon, pressure. They're trying to track him down, and does he get rid of it? Tackled down by J.D. Lampley, and the officials are discussing whether that's a sack there at about the 32, 33-yard line, or did Simon get rid of that football? For intentional grounding, yes.
Offense number 12. The penalties that lost it down at the spot of the foul. 2nd down.
That's right, because when you're out of the pocket, you got to get the ball at least back to the original line of scrimmage, and he did not do that. So
great job by J.D. Lampley. You see him split the 2 offensive linemen, I should say, and there is nobody there. The ball never gets back to the line of scrimmage. Look at Lampley, number 9. Look at the pursuit, and gets down in the feet. I tell you what,
game clock operator.
If I'm Temple, I'm probably asking, is his knee already down?
Right.
So that I don't lose the additional yardage of the penalty. You're not going to get the down back, but you might get the penalty yardage back, the additional 5. See that right knee right there. That knee is down.
Yes, it's a great point, Reggie. You called it, but they're right back to running another play here. And the catch is made by Allen. 6-yard pickup, but it's going to be 3rd down. So Temple, after all that, is facing the 3rd and long, but you brought up a great point.
Yeah, it's one of those things in those types of situations, very difficult to determine sometimes if the knee is down or the ball is out beforehand. Right there, I thought that knee was down.
Littleton in the backfield. 3rd and 14. Owls. Simon. Allen again. Back shoulder. He's got it. And he's in for the touchdown. Ashton Allen, 2nd touchdown today for Temple.
This time they pick on Dontavius Nash, left side of your screen. This, again, just one-on-one. They see one-on-one coverage. They're going to attack that. And so far, they've had a ton of success, particularly with Allen, as he gets his 2nd touchdown catch in his many quarters.
So Temple takes advantage of the interception from Trey Thomas. They convert it into 6 on the second touchdown catch by Ashton Allen today. Came in with 10 catches for 120 yards and no touchdowns, and he's already got 2 so far today. We're still early in the second quarter. Another flag.
Offside. Defense number 56. That penalty's declined. The try is good.
And so Temple takes a 21-13 lead with 9:39 to go.
And a big spot after the interception. Evan Simon pushing the ball down the field. Ashton Allen, second touchdown catch in as many quarters.
And Doug.
Whoa, we moved. We're in a parade. Everyone, customize and save hundreds on car insurance with Liberty Mutual. Customize and save.
And then I wake up.
And you have this dream every night?
Yeah, every night.
I see.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Donald Trump only cares about himself.
I just want your vote. I don't care.
And that's what his Project 2025 agenda is all about. Giving himself virtually unchecked, unprecedented power.
And I will wield that power very aggressively.
I was so excited when I heard this sandwich was back. I was like, Cloud 9. 2 words, Cloud 9. What's up? This is Mike.
And this is Celia.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich
is the symphony of flavors. You can always count on that crispy, tender, juicy chicken, and it's got pickled jalapenos, and it's so good.
My favorite part is the pimento cheese. Topped off with the honey, it all comes together perfectly. I like the original.
I like the spicy chicken fillet. But either way,
you're getting a winner.
Real customers paid for their testimonials.
For our veterans, the end of their service is just the beginning. It may come with new careers and new chaos. There might be late nights, school drops, and even haircuts. That's where we come in, providing more than $1 million a year in career-building scholarship funds and discounts on every haircut for our veterans. Just trying to do our part to make their lives a little easier. Sport Clips Haircuts, supporting veterans everywhere.
Ooh, stuffed up again?
So congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Just Sinex? Breathe. What is... Wow. Sinex? Breathe. Ah.
I'm on the next level now.
It's so on.
I'd like to show you something. This Halloween season on Disney Plus.
Trick or treat.
Get a little scared.
Please dip area.
Or a little more scared. Or you can get very scared. Even terrified. Choose carefully with Hulu on Disney Plus.
Back in Greenville, North Carolina, Temple leads it by 8. The touchdown pass from Evan Simon to Ashton Allen, second of the day for him. 9:39 to go in the second quarter. And they move quickly after the interception.
Yeah, they really do. And you look at this team offensively, they've been putting up points in this game. And you think about the way they've been scoring it, they're largely doing it quickly. They have the one drive of 10 plays, but every other drive that they've scored on, just 3 plays, and they've gotten touchdowns.
What about for ECU? Let's get more from Smacker downstairs.
Hey guys, I talked to Pirates center Dustin Hall this week, and he told me that their offensive challenges have not been a physical thing. He said it's all been mental. He said that execution is the #1 thing that they can improve on. He said they have to be better in crucial moments, play with confidence, even knowing the down and distance. He said the prep comes in during the week, and on game day they have to know how to have fun, but still execute at that high level.
I absolutely agree. And you look at some of the things that they do schematically, they just have to properly execute. Saw a couple of throws earlier in the game to Chase Sowell, unable to bring those in, as you see the false start there to get him potentially behind the delay a game, I should say.
Yeah, I mean, it's really come.
First down.
It's come to a screeching halt. First 2 drives, 14 plays, 113 yards and 2 touchdowns. How about this, guys? Last 3 drives, 10 plays, 33 yards, 2 punts and a pick. And there's Dustin Hall, who you heard Smacker talking about.
Yeah, the center, he's the leader up front, but he's got to get this offense going in the right direction. You see there on the handoff, big time, nice run there.
Rajay Harris to the 28.
I think they've got to get Rajay more involved. That 215 pounds will wear down a defense if you keep it running.
They're trying to here, Rajay. They get it to him again, and he pushes up close to the 35-yard line, which is the first down marker. Going to be a little bit shy. It'll be 3rd and 1.
And this is also going to be good for the defense if you can get a first down here, start taking some time off the clock. Running the football helps in that regard also, and then it sets up your opportunities for play action to push the ball down the field as they sort of do what you call the short huddle here on 3rd and short.
Been pretty efficient on 3rd down. They're 5 of 7. Harris again. He's got it. 3 straight as he gets across the 40-yard line. Tackled down by Trey Thomas.
Blake Harrell channeling my college coach, a little Joe Paterno, 3 yards in a cloud of dust on this particular drive so far.
Well, they're hearing what you said, Reggie, about trying to get Harris involved. 3 straight to him. We'll see if they keep it on the ground. It's working. And they do. Harris cuts it back, makes tacklers miss. Rajay Harris inside the 20 of Temple, finally tackled down by Javier Morton.
Great patience in the running game. Watch Harris. He cuts off of the double team block. He sees the overflow over the top. Nice cut back inside. Well done. Great vision. Nice job there creating a big play in the running game.
Made 2 players miss on that last run and takes him down inside the red zone. Marlon Gunn Jr. is in now for ECU, giving Harris a breather after that big play. It's a fake to him, though, and now Hauser's going to try to dump it off, and it's over Gunn's head. Incomplete, 2nd and 10.
Try to just kind of sneak that football out there in the flat. A little pass rush bearing down on Hauser, so he tries to just dump it out there to Gunn and see if he can do something with it. Gunn and unable to find it to be able to make the catch.
Blake Harrell told us this week about just trying to cut things down a little bit, trying to create a little less stress right now with the way things have been this week, obviously with Coach Houston being let go and reducing some meeting times and practice times. It's back to Gunn on the carry. That's the thing. Sometimes you feel like you got to do more. You got to do more. Now he's like, we got to do a little bit less. We got to get less on these guys' plate right now and play a little bit faster.
I think part of it for him too was he wants them to have a little bit more time away from football, to just not have to think about the situation at hand and be able to disconnect from it at times. And then when they're in the building, when they're in practice, when they're in meetings, lock in and focus.
Back to Marlon Gunn. Pushing close to the 10 and inside of the 10. Going to set up a 3rd down and manageable here now for ECU. Down 8 halfway through the 2nd quarter.
Love the trust in the running game. This particular possession by John David Baker with this offense. Anytime you can run the football and continue to be effective, I think it helps everybody. It helps the entire football team, all 3 units. And right now it's been effective for this offense.
Excuse me, 4th down. It's 4th down and 2. They're going for it here. Hauser throwing the pass is caught. Winston Wright, touchdown.
What's the old adage? If you build it, they will come. They built off of the running game there, continue to run the football, and then what do they do in a 4th and short situation looking for a touchdown? A little play action, and now you've got Winston Wright Jr. wide open, walk-in touchdown.
No hesitation, a lot of confidence right there on that ECU team, and John David Baker, offensive coordinator, as they go 8 plays, 75 yards. 3:10 off the clock, and they're back to a 1-point game here.
Watch the defense. Everybody attacks Marlon Gunn, expecting him to get the football because of the running game. Winston Wright Jr. just slips out in the flat. He's wide open.
And that's why you hear it. You've been saying it. People know you got to have your running game going. Why? Because it opens up plays like that. Like you just said, great runs by Harris and Marlon Gunn. And Winston Wright has his 4th touchdown catch of the season.
Yeah, look how many guys are in the backfield, and Winston Wright's able to just slip out. He's all by himself. No one there to account for him. Nice throw. Good patience there by Hauser. Didn't panic. Put it out there with enough on it so that Wright could make the easy catch. Didn't overthrow it. Some guys panic in that situation. Adrenaline gets thrown. They overthrow that ball or underthrow it. Well done. Well executed by Hauser. Touchdown. We got a 1-point ball game.
It's been a good one so far here this first half. 6:29 to play. Everett Scott, Smith and Worthy back to return for Temple. Worthy, a couple yards deep in the end zone for the Owls, takes a big hit at the 20 and just across it to the 21-yard line. So Temple has been getting great play today too from quarterback Evan Simon and wide receiver Ashton Allen. What a day he's had.
Yeah, Allen using the speed there that time just on the slant, but then they start taking shots with him down the field in one-on-one situations. I love the game plan. I love the thought process by offensive coordinator Danny Langsdorff. If you're going to give me a track guy, one-on-one coverage with no safety help over the top, I'm going to take that shot every time. My guess is if we can throw it far enough, he can run it down.
Allen came in with 121 receiving yards. He's got 109 already today. Catch here is made by Jamar Taylor Jr.
The other thing that scares you that you have to think about with a guy like Allen, he's a 200 and 400 meter runner, which means he can hold top speed for a long time. He's not one of those guys that ramps up, gets there, and starts to slow back down.
Simon has also been ramping things up here as well too, as Worthy takes the carry, and Worthy still on his feet, finally pushed out of bounds across the 40-yard line. Simon at quarterback started 0 for 3. He's completed 8 of his last 9. They've got Allen heavily involved. Worthy with a first down run here to the 41.
Yeah, great job by the receiver there, Xavier Irvin, number 86, out in front, making a couple of nice blocks.
Worthy again. And ECU stacks him up this time with Chad Stevens, the nose tackle. And there's the updated numbers for Simon.
Yeah, he's been absolutely dealing since first couple of drives, just spinning the ball all over the place. What you like the most is his ability to understand what coverages are dictating to him and taking what the defense is giving him.
Joquez Smith is in the game now in the backfield. Simon overthrown on the sideline for Antonio Jones. This Temple team, Reggie, had a tough loss against Coastal Carolina 28-20 and then lost at UConn 29-20. They had the bye week. They beat Tulsa last week 20-10. I think they're starting to pick things up a little bit here now. Again, this is not a 2-5 team, well, at least what we're seeing today.
And it's Evan Simon's leadership. Even after that play, he walked 5 yards down the field and told Kajaya Halloween, come here, I need to talk to you, presumably because he expected him to be in another spot. That's great leadership by the quarterback.
3rd down and 10 from the 41. Simon with a deep drop. Eludes pressure and just has to throw it away. Good coverage downfield by ECU. And the pressure from Samuel Danka as well for the Pirates that got Simon to flush out of the pocket.
And they love Sam Danka, number 7. He's long, he's got a lot of speed, and he creates a lot of problems. At 6'6", about 235, 240 pounds, he can run like a deer. Anytime you mention that guy to Blake Harrell, the defensive coordinator, his eyes light up like a Christmas tree because of the talent, the physical talent that young man Sam Danka has.
Dante Atten the punt. Winston Wright back to return for ECU. Flag is thrown here. Wright's going to let it go. And I'm not sure this is going to stand. We'll see. It's down to the 4-yard line pending the penalty.
illegal formation, kicking team, more than 4 players in the backfield, 5-yard penalty from the previous spot, repeat 4th down.
And these are some of those plays, right? I mean, you got to go back to some of these things, right? The ball's at the 4-yard line. I mean, you downed them at the 4-yard line. Now might be a touchback or something. We already saw something like this happen earlier on the other side.
It's about 6:30 in the morning in Melbourne, Australia, where Dante Atten is from. His family just groaned collectively as they're watching this football game because they had a chance to see their guys punt be down inside the 5-yard line, and it's going to go back the other way. We'll see if he can duplicate it. He's been really good since that first punt in this ball game that kind of got away from him a little bit.
As long in the season as 58 yards. This one does a nice job again with this end over end to have this roll, and this is going to go down inside the 15-yard line down at the 14.
You mentioned the end over end, but it's a little bit of a sidewinder, so it's turning, but it's turning sideways, which makes it very difficult to read off the foot and very difficult to catch as well as a punt return.
Let's go to the scoreboard today here on this college football Saturday. It's a 1-point game here. What about around the American? I thought Navy would have put up a little bit more of a fight. We know how good Notre Dame is. They could be undefeated. But
I think that's a message from Notre Dame. Once again, consecutive years, Charlotte gives Memphis all that they want, and those two teams met. How about Tulane and North Texas? That team, North Texas and Denton, better than people realize. Tulane down there in a fight as well.
Montgomery on the carry, and he slips for ECU. No gain on the play. Army's got to play Notre Dame as well this season. We were just talking about how the great seasons that those two are having could possibly play for a conference title, and then of course the Army-Navy game after that. So
Jari Patterson there on the catch. To your point about really everything in college football, but Notre Dame specifically. How about Marcus Freeman? Last year had some adversity, bounced back. This year, the adversity of losing to Northern Illinois, they come back and dominate in a game like today and move to 7-1. How about Freeman and the job he's doing in South Bend?
Montgomery again. Yeah, I agree with you, and that's the thing. There's been a couple of head-scratching losses for Notre Dame under Freeman, but they do respond. They do bounce back. By the time it's all said and done, you know, they're right there. But those are some home losses, right, over the years that he's been there to teams. You're like, how did this happen?
I think they're best when they play complementary and play to the defense and what he can dial up as a defensive-minded guy. I think they've got to do a better job of sticking to that every season throughout the season.
2nd down and 8 run again here for Montgomery. Going to be 3rd down and about 5 coming up for ECU. While we're on some of the teams that have had really good seasons here, Indiana undefeated, 8-0. They've beat all their opponents by double figures, 31-17 over Washington.
And played today without their starting quarterback. Had surgery on his hand. They hope he can get back next week. So no Rourke, no problem for Curt Cignetti. Just Google that man.
What do you think here for ECU? They're 6 for 9 on 3rd down. It's a big one here at the end of the first half with 2:25 to go.
I think Winston Wright Jr. has to be involved with whatever they decide to do with the football here.
Pass is deflected at the line, almost intercepted. And it's 4th down and 5. Temple's going to get this back with 2:14 to go here in the half.
Yeah, 2:14 and essentially 3 timeouts. They've got 2 of their own, and then the 2-minute timeout is DeJuan Black again making his presence felt, getting his hand on the football.
Now ECU will receive the ball to start the second half, so keep that in mind. But now Temple's got a chance here before the end of the half with 2 timeouts remaining and 2:14 to work with after the punt from Larson. Stewart lets it go. Now he's going to pick it up. The 26 has some room. Gets a block. No flags. Pushed out of bounds. Now there is a flag. Far side of the field. Was looking near side where that run was coming from. But there is one flag down the far side, so we'll get that call. Did they pick it up? So no flag. There was one down, but they picked it up. 35-yard line. Temple has it. 1st and 10, 2:02 to go. They'll get a play in before the 2-minute timeout.
Yeah, Evan Simon is going to look to attack here. Wouldn't be surprised. Early down, they're going to maybe look for something short. You would suspect that ECU is going to give you some kind of a shell coverage, a too-high safety look, likely going to stay in that and give you some too-deep coverage. So look for something underneath, see if somebody can catch and break one on the run.
Bottom of your screen is 28, Ashton Allen, who has 2 touchdown catches today, over 100 yards and 4 receptions on the 4 times that he's been targeted. Simon pitches it out to Worthy with blockers in front. Worthy for a 9-yard gain. Nice job by Eric King leading the way on that left side.
That's a great decision. They understand you're going to get a zone coverage too high look. You've got the 2-minute timeout coming regardless. Go ahead and see what you can get running the football to the left. Great job by Temple. They've been excellent in this first half. They take a 21-20 lead into the 2-minute timeout.
How'd you get your teeth so white?
You gotta use the right toothpaste.
Dr. Campos?
Give me that smile.
Reality checkup.
My toothpaste isn't whitening?
Basic toothpaste doesn't whiten like Crest 3D White.
Crest 3D White removes 100% more stains for a noticeably whiter smile.
Oof, that smile.
New personal best.
The #1 teeth whitening brand in America. Crest.
Coach Gecko!
Coach G. Laura, Dan, I didn't realize the media would be here.
No, this isn't for work. We're just really big fans.
And we're scouting for our fantasy insurance teams.
Geico has all the top prospects, a 97% satisfaction rating. That's unreal.
Oh my gosh, it's true. True! Smells like insurance.
Suppose Geico does have devoted fans. It's not weird.
Jade, sign my arm.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
She only signs claims checks.
I was so excited when I heard this sandwich was back. I was like, Cloud 9. 2 words, Cloud 9. What's up? This is Mike.
And this is Celia.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich
is the symphony of flavors. You can always count on that crispy, tender, juicy chicken, and it's got pickled jalapenos, and it's so good.
My favorite part is the pimento cheese. Topped off with the honey, it all comes together perfectly. I like the original.
I like the spicy chicken fillet. But either way,
you're getting a winner.
Real customers paid for their testimonials.
I love it!
That's my line. There's no place like Target to shop everything wicked.
Get your paper tablet at Remarkable.com today.
Gail, look at your little boo. What happened?
On the Saturdays.
Okay, you gotta be careful, okay?
I know.
And let's get you off your feet. We're gonna get your Medicare prescriptions delivered.
Get help with your Medicare prescription right in your neighborhood.
Temple leads at 21-20 with just under 2 minutes to play here in the first half. They have the football. How about some of the notable alumni here? Sandra Bullock, degree in drama from ECU in 1987. And then yesterday, we had a little fun with this, Hall & Oates. Okay, from Temple. Now, I had to play one of the songs for you guys, right, Reggie? Smacker, you know Hall & Oates now. They've had 6 #1 hits.
To me, but once I got the news, I'm a big fan. And I appreciate those fun facts. Don't get me wrong, I am not well versed in pop culture, but I wish I was, so you're gonna have to come at me with some sports trivia to keep it going for us.
Well, I got some for you then. How about this? Carlester Crumpler Jr., Zay Jones, son of Robert Jones, who played here, as well as Jeff Blake, just some of the guys that were part of this football program here at ECU.
Worthy. Not much in this carry on a 2nd down and 1. It's going to be 3rd and short coming up. Out of touch, Maneater, Rich Girl, Hall & Oates.
How about that?
Any music trivia. All right, 1:40 to go here. Clock running. 3rd and a yard, Reggie.
Well, I think they're looking for a matchup. In 3rd down situation, also the running game is in play because they still got 2 timeouts. They want to eat up as much of this clock as possible. Even if they don't score, they don't want to give too much time back to ECU as well. So that's a factor and a component. But I suspect Antoine Littleton is going to get the football here, the big physical 240-pound back.
Great call. Play clock here winding down. Simon, they just get it off in time. Pass is caught. First down right before midfield. It's Landon Morris on his first catch of the day. The junior tight end, his 11th catch of the season.
Yeah, another one of those tight ends that's effective, just runs a little out route, takes the contact, holds on to the football, moves the chains.
Charge timeout.
That's a good
East
timeout
Carolina.
there by Blake Harrell.
There first.
I don't think he liked the
30 seconds.
formation versus what his defense was lined up, and that's one of the changes for him. Normally, he's a defensive coordinator who's upstairs in the booth. Now, as the interim head coach, he's got to be down on the sideline. He's got to manage those timeouts as well. Excellent job by him recognizing he didn't like something. Let's get the timeout and get organized. Don't want to give up a cheap one here before the half.
Here's what's coming up at the half. We've got plays of the week across all the sports in the American Athletic Conference, plus first half highlights and stats all on the way. At the break, 1 minute of game time on the clock. Before that, 21-20, Temple possession with the ball at midfield. Now think of this, right? Their field goal kicker, number 91, Maddox Trujillo, 64-yarder last game. Longest in team history, tied for the 8th longest in NCAA history. So what does that mean? It means you got to get the ball to the 46 of the opponent's side. They're 4 yards away from that.
I talked to a friend of mine who has spent plenty of time coaching in the NFL, and we were just talking earlier in the season, watching football games, talking about different things, and he goes, wait a minute, you got guys hitting from 60 plus, we got to defend midfield now? Are you serious? This isn't fair.
Right. That's the situation. Littleton in the backfield. Fake to him, picks up a nice block there, and the pass is caught. And again, it's Morris, and he's down to the 40-yard line of ECU. Mike Edwards makes the tackle. Clock stops and move the chain. 54 seconds to go. Temple still has 2 timeouts.
That's where Morris is most effective, working up the seams. That's where he likes to be, and he's fearless catching the football in traffic.
Simon throws it away.
That might be a grounding there. There's nobody out there. Not quite sure he got outside the tackle box either. They're going to have a discussion here. They may throw the flag here.
Pressure from Elijah Morris.
There's no foul for intentional grounding. The quarterback was outside of the tackle box.
No, good observation there, Reggie, and you heard the explanation. You're
Yeah,
right.
they say he got outside the tackle box. If he did, it was very close. It's a good job by Simon understanding the rules and getting where he needed to be to throw that football away.
Second down and 10. Now Joquez Smith to the left of Simon from the shotgun. Simon backpedaling, has to do the same type of thing, throw this one away, and J.D. Lampley this time had pressure on the quarterback.
Yeah, they just ran an over the top. They just had a 3-deep coverage. They took a center field safety and then both corners, 3-deep coverage. They're not going to allow anything deep. You're going to see, I think, in this situation, a continuation of that and or quarters coverage, meaning each guy in the secondary taking a quarter of the field, keep everything in front of them, and make Temple have to dink and dunk if they're going to get big yardage, if they're going to get any kind of yardage here.
Again, they're in field goal range. It's a 58-yarder from here, would be for Trujillo. And now here's Simon on third down, taking a shot, and it is incomplete. Did they get a flag? No flags. And it was intended for John Adams. Isaiah Brown Murray was defending on the play, and I like the idea, right, Reggie? Because they know, they say, hey, we could go for the field goal from here, but let's see if we get a pass interference or something, take a shot downfield.
And this is a nice job by Brown Murray. See him find the football and then start to play the football. That's well executed by Brown Murray, the sophomore out of Huff High School near Charlotte. Again, one of those guys that's been trained up really well. Chachi Sullivan and his staff there, they do an excellent job defensively, and you see the fruits of the labor there.
Trujillo, this is from 58. The kick is no good. Short this time. Maddox Trujillo now 9 for 12 on the season. But as we said earlier, he hit from 64 last game. He's also hit from 54 and 60 this year as well, but he missed that one from 58.
Yeah, I think he got under that one a little bit. It looked like maybe his step was a little bit off as he approached the football. Watch his body. He's kind of leaning. He may have thrown his steps off and had to step a little bit too far on the plant leg to get the kick through. And then sometimes you get underneath the football here. This ball, it kind of went up in the air, but you could tell it was fighting distance on impact, so that may have been what occurred there.
Accuracy wasn't the problem. It was right down the middle, but you said it, off that kind of like tough plant there, if you will, and the way he came through, he left it a little bit short. Rajay Harris on the carry. Fans do a little grumble here with 23 seconds to go, and ECU has to use their second of 3 timeouts. Let's go back to the 64-yarder that Trujillo made. Look at this.
See how he stepped into that one with confidence and exploded through it? I felt like the one today that he just missed, he didn't quite step into it as much. He was kind of leaning and almost got underneath the football a little bit too much. I don't think he hit it square earlier today. You watch it here. See how he's kind of trying to get all the way to it? Not quite exploding through the football. Might have gotten underneath that one a little bit, and that impacted the trajectory.
And I apologize, that kick from 64 back on September 21st against Utah State. That was the longest field goal in Lincoln Financial Field history, too, as well. Home of the Eagles there in Philadelphia, where Temple plays. 2nd down and 7. Hauser, sideline, it is caught. He's got Anthony Smith in ECU territory. 15 seconds to go. They mark it at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, it's well done by Smith coming back to the football to make that play and give his quarterback a completion.
1 timeout remaining. 15 seconds to go. Hauser, he's taking a shot. He's got a man open. It's caught for the touchdown. It's Sowell. Chase Sowell scores right at the end of the first half. How do you let that happen if you're Temple?
Yeah, that's a great job by Katin Hauser. Another blown coverage in the back end. It was a 2-by-2 set, receivers on each side, and then 3 defenders to deal with it. They just don't handle it over the top. And ECU gets another touchdown. And look at the top of the screen. You see the corner and the safety are out there. It's a combo. One stay deep, one play anything shorter or underneath. And he just lets, the safety just allows Sowell to run flat out by him, and he doesn't get in his retreat back pedal well enough. And then when it's a foot race, Andreas Keaton not going to win that one against Chase Sowell. The rule is this: if I'm even, I'm leaving. Chase Sowell got even with Keaton, and then that point, he was leaving. It's a great job by Hauser. I thought they had it on the other side as well with Anthony Smith working the same kind of route. It was a pick your poison there. If you were Katin Hauser and he picked to the right side and got Sowell down the field for a touchdown.
You're right about that, Reggie. Smith's got 3 catches for 87 yards and a touchdown. Sowell has 3 catches for 61 yards and a touchdown. You know, Patterson's also got a TD, and so does Wright. I mean, you got Katin Hauser here at 11 of 20 passing for 185 yards and 4 touchdowns in this first half.
He's pitching the pill, as they say.
Andrew Conrad added the extra point. They had missed one earlier, so now he came in to kick and makes it 27-21. And the return here for Temple up close to the 40-yard line. The clock still has 4 seconds on it here, but Hauser with 4 first-half touchdown passes for ECU.
Yeah, and you see the 11 of 22, obviously one of those being the pick, but some people would say the percentage is low. He's had several throwaways because guys just weren't open, so he's making pretty good decisions with the football.
It's really got to be tough if you're Temple, right? You had the ball back with a 1-point lead and 2 minutes or so to go in this half, and you end up giving up points, right? And now ECU is going to get the ball to start the second half. So crazy enough that they're going to be able to do the back-to-back, and you're like, this shouldn't have happened.
There's that middle 8. You got to try to win the middle 8 right now. ECU on top in that middle 8 to 10 minutes of the football game.
So ECU will get the ball to start the second half, and they have a 6-point lead at 27-21. Temple with 21 points is the most they've scored in the first half this season, yet they find themselves trailing by 6. Simon on the other side, 11 of 20 passing, 157 yards and 2 touchdowns. Let's go down to Smacker Miles, who's with Stan Drayton, head coach for Temple.
Coach, ECU with 4 passing touchdowns. How do you tighten up in the secondary?
Well, we just got to get them to settle down, get their eyes where they need to be. I mean, those guys are capable of, doing a better job out there, and we just got to make sure that happens. We need a pass rush to help that out as well, so we got to try to identify the pass rush and get those guys' eyes where they need to be.
You wanted to be balanced offensively. What have you seen from your run and pass game so far?
We're doing pretty good so far. I mean, we got to get more points, obviously, and it's a tight ball game. We're going to need to be a little bit more balanced and try to find out what they're giving us on offense and take advantage of that. So we'll figure that out in halftime.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, so we've reached the half here on homecoming for ECU from Greenville, North Carolina. Big game for each team to try to stay bowl eligible in their status and in the American. And it's ECU right now with a 27-21 lead. A timeout and a halftime report on the other side of this break.
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000+ out-of-market games and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus.
Let's go to our next segment, Fairest Calls, inspired by Geico's fair and fast 24/7 claims service.
Do we have to do the Geico stuff on them here?
Yep, we do. Let's play the clip.
Holding, number 53, 10-yard penalty.
This literally happens every game. Can we just skip to the action?
Nope, nothing but fair and fast claims, just like Geico. Here's the next clip.
But I don't play the clip.
Pass interference, number 34.
Wow, doesn't get any fairer than this, boys.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
If I was to describe this sandwich in one word, I would say magical. Hi, this is Jamor, and the little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich is that extra oomph. I go back and forth from the spicy filet to the original filet. Personally, I get into the sweetness of the honey. That's what hits first. Then you have the extra kick from the spicy filet, and then you also have the spice of the jalapeno peppers. The combination alone takes it over the top. It's award-winning in my mind.
Real customer paid for their testimonial.
Welcome to the NBA playoffs.
This is Formula One! With Remarkable Paper Pro, our meetings are so much more efficient, free from distractions, making it easier to visualize and work together. We're more structured, more focused, without the paper clutter, and our workflow is streamlined, protected. It's a smarter way for us to get things done.
Get your paper tablet at Remarkable.com today.
See you later, Mr. Lee.
Hi, Zoe.
How can I help you today?
Do you know if there's a less expensive option for my new Medicare prescription?
Medicare? Really? I might have to see some ID, Mr. Lee. Here, let me check on that for you. Okay, so I'll give your doctor's office a call and then
This is not just help with a Medicare prescription.
Thank you, Zoe.
Anytime. Bye.
This is the human kind of help. Walgreens.
I'm on the next level now.
It's so on.
This time I use top.
Great ball! And it's in! Historic goal! Shoots and scores! Left-footed goal!
With ESPN Plus, catch live NFL games. Plus, let's go to the table. NFL shows from some of the biggest.
Time here in Studio A. I'm Maria Tribal.
Let's go to our next segment.
So it's going to come down to this.
They're allowing themselves.
27, Temple 21, Mike Corey, Reggie Walker, Smacker Miles as we get set for the start of the second half. QB comparison here, it's a career high 4 touchdown passes for Caden Hauser.
Yeah, Caden Hauser's been doing an excellent job recognizing blown coverages or busts, if you will, in that Temple secondary. And then Evan Simon's patience on the other side of things has allowed him to hit some shots as well. This is a great job by both guys. Look, you see the numbers. They're not great, right? You look at Evan Simon, just 11 of 20, 11 of 22 for Katin Houser. Both guys have been smart about getting rid of the football. So you add in a couple of throwaways, probably 3 throwaways for each guy in that first half. Those percentages don't look great, but they're playing quarterback the right way.
Winston Wright, and he's going to return it about 3 or 4 yards deep in his own end zone. Wright, and finally pushed out of bounds. The kicker, Trujillo, had a chance at him, and he was finally run out at the end. Let's check in with Smacker to hear from what head coach Blake Harrell had to say, interim head coach. Smacker.
Hey guys, Coach Harrell praised the offense coming out of the locker room. He said that that's the best they've run the ball so far this season. He said that opened up the pass game, which was huge for them. The ability to throw the ball vertically and to stretch the field. Defensively, he said they need to stay on assignment. He wasn't happy with a couple of the broken coverages. And as far as his message to the team, he said effort, energy. Whoever stays together and has effort and energy will win this game.
128 yards on the ground. They're going to add to it as Rajay Harris carries. Making tacklers miss, still on his feet. Gets a block, he's down the sideline. Harris inside the 10. Finally, Taekwon King brought him down for Temple.
Number 17, Anthony Smith, is the key to this. Rajay breaks through right there. Watch Harris come into the screen on the left. Right there, he's going to pick that off and then get another block down the field. You cannot have explosive plays in the running game without your wide receivers assisting. Great job there by ECU and Smith.
Houser now on the rollout, and he throws it away. What a run from Harris. Trey Thomas had quarterback pressure that time, but 55 yards in the carry that time from Harris to set up 1st and goal for ECU.
And before that play, ECU was averaging a blustering 7.1 yards per carry, staying with the running game. Now Rajay Harris up over 100 yards. He's at 17.6 per carry with a couple of runs over 40 yards in this game. Harris
Powers his way inside the 5-yard line. Elijah Deraville on the tackle for Temple. Yeah, you're right, Reggie. 2 40-plus yard rushes in this game. 4 total plays over 40 yards, 2 in the pass and 2 in the run game. Explosives.
The explosives are coming with this offense because they're reading it and they're taking them when they come. Otherwise, they're allowing themselves to take what's there defensively, and eventually you just got to wait. You got to kind of boa constrictor it, wait for them to make a mistake, and then you pounce on it, and that's exactly what they're doing.
Temple going to try to hold here, at least hold him to a field goal. Harris on the carry, and he is going to be into the end zone. Touchdown. Rajay Harris scores for ECU.
Great cut by Rajay Harris. Watch his eyes right here. He's working up the middle, and then he just kind of slides. Little slide cut to his right, and he's able to back his way into the end zone. Big-time touchdown run. And again, we talked about late second quarter, early third quarter. Can you win that battle? So far, so good for ECU, up 13-0 in that category.
And they're going to go for 2 here as they missed an extra point earlier. So we're trying to make it a 14-point ball game. Harris stays in. You got the tight end, Tyler Savage, on the left side of the O-line, along with the other tight end, Desirio Riles. Houser, there goes to the right, and it's caught. And it's a 2-point conversion. That is Savage. He's got it. 35-21 ECU. Minute and a half into the second half, and ECU strikes again. They got a 2-touchdown lead.
Mi troca. Nuestro ya. Ahora durante Ram.
Marquee NHL event.
Playoffs.
Nobody wants to go home.
Expert analysis.
Rajay Harris with 9 carries, 130 yards and a touchdown. His second 100-plus yard rushing game of the season, 7th in his career. Nickname is Icy, goes by that on all of his social media. Wears the number 47, means a lot to him. His father, Rodney, had that number when he played football as well. They've got such a special connection, sometimes talking on the phone for hours a day, and his teammates see that and the bond that they have and the kind of player that he is. And he's helped to give ECU a 14-point advantage here now as Worthy returns for Temple on the kickoff to the 21-yard line. And now the Owls have some work to do. Reggie, they were leading this game 21-13, but all of a sudden the Pirates in this run game, the explosive plays have done some damage.
Yeah, I thought London Montgomery gave them an excellent spark in that first half, and it kind of got this running game going. And then Rajay Harris, the veteran, the leader of that running back room, comes back into the game and starts creating the explosives in the running game. His ability to find ways to create the explosions and create the big plays down the field has definitely led to a lot of confidence in this offense.
Worthy cuts it back. Flag is down. Worthy pushed out at the 30-yard line and will await the call. Temple led this game 21-13 with 9:39 to go in the second quarter. And ECU has come back with 3 straight touchdowns and a 2-point conversion.
That flag, I should say, thrown right at the snap. It's likely a formation or alignment issue.
Offside. Defense number 32. 5-yard penalty. First down.
And they get Raheem Craig. He probably lined up in the neutral zone. Didn't see a great get off there, but I think he was lined up. And you see him at the top of the screen, at the top of the formation, right near the 20-yard line. He is very, very close. I thought there was one in the first half that he might have gotten away with as well. They got him that time.
Worthy again, and he's tripped up, and he gets to the 27-yard line. Going to be second down here for Temple.
Great job by Zakai Barker there, getting that left arm out there, getting a piece of that leg to get the tackle. Barker's not the tallest of linebackers, only about 5'10", 5'11", and not the biggest guy, only about 225, 230 pounds. But he does a great job, in my opinion, diagnosing what's happening in front of him and then exploding. He's got good twitch to explode and go do his job once he processes what's happening in front of him.
Worthy has 13 carries for 56 yards. This is a keeper by Simon. He needs the 31. He has it, and spinning for a Temple first down to the 35.
Just talked about Zakai Barker, and then that time he missed the tackle. He read it properly, did an excellent job working to his right to go make a play, just missed the tackle.
Andrew Wilson-Lamp was the one that brought him down. Worthy still in the backfield, gets the call here once again on his 14th carry of the game. And now with 58 total yards, so they're pretty much keeping him in check to just under 4 yards a carry. Coming in, he was their leading rusher, Reggie, with 192 yards.
Yeah, and you talk about, keeping guys in check, but if you're a coach, you got to understand 3+ yards a carry, that'll get you a first down if you run it 4 straight times.
Simon in some trouble and tries to get out of it, and he'll be brought down at about the 39-yard line here. He'll eke out 4 yards.
He got positive yardage there, but you got to get rid of the football. His patience is a positive. In that scenario, again, he ended up getting 4 yards, but after you have to reset your feet 3 times, get rid of the football, throw it out of bounds, and live for another down. Got to be careful continuing to try to create something and not allow that to turn into a mistake.
Owls are 3 of 8 on third down today. Simon, pressure, has to dump it off. It's caught by Littleton, and he goes down the sideline, and Antoine Littleton has a first down, brought down by Gavin Gibson, but he's in ECU territory.
Riddle and Danka, 22-7, have to do a better job here. 2 guys defensively. Somebody's got to go outside, somebody's got to go inside. Instead, they both go inside, underneath, get picked off with the block, and he's up the sideline. Have to do a better job executing, playing team defense there.
Pass is batted down at the line of scrimmage. That's out by Samuel Danka. Back to the previous play for a second, Reggie. What a great block from James Della Pesca, the tight end that helped Littleton out on that last play. And there's the knockdown by Danka.
Yeah, Danka at 6'6". He's got great length, super athletic kid. They like him a lot. They like his speed off the edge, his ability to run. He's probably got to work on his ability to bend a little bit more. You probably would expect to see him put on more weight as he gets older as a football player, but athleticism is supreme with that young man.
3 receivers bottom of the screen. Simon a play fake. Pressure. He's going to be swallowed up, and there is Danka again. And a lot of help, too, from his teammates for the sack.
Big Tay, they call him. 56 inside. He just pushes the pocket up the middle. Danka comes off the edge a little bit there as well, and they make the play. We talked about Johnson on the inside. Danka has played well. He's got to stay sound and continue to add to what this defense can be, but they really, really like his talent.
That's a good note right there. Over 8 tackles for loss per game. It's one of the top teams in the nation, 5th in the country for Blake Harrell, the defensive coordinator, and now also the interim head coach. It is 3rd down. Simon's pass over the middle is caught, and it's going to be shy of the first, but he's got Morris on the catch. Jackson Barker makes the tackle. They're at the ECU 38. They got to get to the 33.
Yeah, they're either going to go for this or you're going to see the field goal kicker, Trujillo, come out here. There's no chance they're going to punt this football, nor should they. That's a great job taking what the defense gave him by Evan Simon, being willing to line up on 4th down. He likely knew they were going to go for it here.
Yep, Coach Drayton knows that we need touchdowns right now at this point on a 4th down and 5. Littleton in the backfield, needing the ECU 33-yard line. Simon, pressure comes off the edge, and the pass is caught, and it's a 1st down. Hauled in that time by the wide receiver, Kijala Halloween.
That's a great job by Halloween because that ball was behind him. This is an excellent adjustment. Simon threw this ball behind him. Look at the adjustment to make that catch and bring that football in.
Right where they needed to get to as well. Now Littleton on the carry. And we'll gain 3 to the 30-yard line. That's a big pickup on the 1st down. Halloween.
Yeah, you see the catch here, and look at that. Go stab it with the left hand, bobble it in. Might have been, obviously the ball was moving there on the bobble, but the officials felt no need to look at it. So obviously was able to move the chains, and then they run the football there to pick up 3 yards. So this is an opportunity for Evan Simon to maybe take a shot, push the ball down the field. You would expect in a situation like this, Blake Harrell's going to send some kind of a blitz, some kind of a pressure. Watch out for the screen game here as well.
5th catch of the season for Halloween. Now Worthy is back in, takes the handoff. Gets inside the 30-yard line, down to the 28. Going to be 3rd down and 5 here. That was crucial, picking up that 4th down for these Temple Owls. Had they given the ball back to ECU at a 14-point lead at this point, puts you in a world of hurt here. Still a lot of time, though, halfway through the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but a big momentum situation there.
Right.
You don't want to go down 3 scores. So important to get some points here if you're Temple.
Yeah, plus you've already given up 22 unanswered points in this game to go from an 8-point lead to a 14-point deficit. Simon. Catch is made. Taylor, he's got it, but short of the 1st. At the 25, it's going to be 4th and 2 as Gibson makes the tackle for ECU.
Gibson coming up making that tackle, but got to do a better job on the initial contact defensively. Saw another missed tackle there. We've seen that a lot in this game. Really from both teams, have to get that cleaned up going into the 4th quarter.
What are you thinking here, 4th and 2?
You got a 240-pound back right next to the quarterback that's made really good decisions. I think it's some kind of an RPO type situation with the quarterback making a decision.
Antoine Littleton, you mentioned the guy to his right, 31. Simon, low snap, throws over the middle, catch is made. Morris has it. He's in for the touchdown. Landon Morris on a 4th and 2, touchdown Owls.
Execution has been the key. This time defensively, ECU does not execute. either Mike Edwards III, the linebacker number 10, or number 22, Jamarly Riddle. Somebody's got to make sure that the tight end is accounted for. Both guys attacked up the field as if they were designed to go on the blitz. There's nobody on the backside. You got a tight end slip up the seam, wide open touchdown.
Good job by Simon, looking left there, then comes right back to Morris in the middle, wide open for the touchdown. And a huge response on the drive for Temple to get this back to a one-possession game. Evan Simon, 16 of 26, 221 yards, and now his third touchdown pass, and the Owls are back in it.
Eat it now.
And Fair
34.
Sandwich was
Symphony.
all comes together perfect.
Temple down just one touchdown now after the touchdown pass to the tight end Landon Morris. Here's how it happened. You see Landon Morris, the number 3 receiver closest to the formation, and then the conversation becomes these 3 guys right here. They've got to make a decision to take care of the tight end. And what ends up happening is when Morris releases down the field, as we roll this here, freeze it right there. And now you've got 2 blitzers and a free safety that didn't react to this. Who's going to get there? Nobody's there. It's a walk-in touchdown on the back end. And right there, that's a great job by Evan Simon reading it and getting a touchdown pass.
Great job by you there too, Reggie, diagramming that one. Absolutely. And it's a 7-point game here, 35-28. And ECU, it's the first time they've had 200+ passing yards and 200+ rushing yards since November 26 back in 2022 versus Temple, in which they won that game 49-46. Here's the scoring drives for ECU.
What you love about this, even though you see the 4 and the 4 and the 3, the 10 and the 8, the longer drives, even though still under 4 minutes, you're getting explosive plays, but you're still sustaining drives, getting through some third downs. Important for the confidence of this offense. You don't want to have to live in the world of explosive plays every time you're going to score points.
Smith in motion. They fake the reverse end around with Anthony Smith, and he has a first down, shoved out of bounds by Keaton, but gets up to the 39-yard line, picks up 14.
Yeah, great job by Anthony Smith here. Nice fake there, and then gets upfield as quickly as possible. Not quite sure what he was doing there against Andreas Keaton with the high stepping there, but he gets the first down nonetheless.
Quick pass to the outside, and it's Winston Wright, and Temple and Deverville is ready for him, bringing him down for a loss.
Great job there by Elijah Deverville, getting downhill, making a clean tackle in space. That's got to be important down the stretch of this game. Who's going to make tackles in space?
Hauser airs it out, has a man again. Sowell does it again inside the 10-yard line for ECU.
Great read there by Hauser. Saw an advantage. You got a safety and a linebacker on your number 1 receiver, Chase Sowell. You have to attack that down the field. Hits a shot deep, and they're down inside the 15-yard line. Inside the 10, I should say.
So Sowell, who gets the 45-yard pass before the end of the half for the touchdown, and now sets him up here inside the red zone, and ECU's going to score the touchdown here with Marlon Gunn. Just like that, the response for the Pirates.
Yeah, and again, let's go back to earlier in the drive. They just roll him right, and then Sowell takes the 2 inside defenders, the safety and the linebacker underneath, outruns those guys to the other sideline. And then Marlon Gunn Jr. finishing the drive here, runs through Keaton and gets into the end zone. Big time drive there. You get the explosive, and then you run the football to get a touchdown. Well executed there by ECU.
7-yard touchdown run by Marlon Gunn after the 56-yard pass from Hauser to Sowell to set it up. And ECU responds after the Temple touchdown. They go back up 14. There was a flag down here on the extra point. Hang on. 5:01 to play in the third. And Hauser, who is now 14 of 26 passing for 253 yards, 4 touchdowns. Sowell's got 117 yards.
Crowd was good. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, kicking team number 60, his first. That 15-yard penalty we've been forced on the kickoff.
So ECU is going to be backed up on the kickoff, but they take the touchdown and the extra point. They lead it by 14 once again with 5:01 to play in the third.
Welcome to the NBA playoffs. Got it!
New kids on the block.
I look all right on this.
They are knocking on the door. Nobody wants to go home.
Let's hide in the attic.
No, in the basement. Why can't we just get in the running car?
Are you crazy? Let's hide behind the chainsaws.
Smart. Yeah, okay.
If you're in a horror movie, you make poor decisions. That's what you do.
This was a good idea. Shh, I'm being quiet. Breathing on me.
If you want to save on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do.
If I was to describe this sandwich in one word, I would say magical. Hi, this is Jamor, and the little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich is that extra oomph. I go back and forth from the spicy filet to the original filet. Personally, I get into the sweetness of the honey. That's what hits first. Then you have the extra kick from the spicy filet. And then you also have the spice of the jalapeno peppers. The combination alone takes it over the top. It's award-winning in my mind.
Real customer paid for their testimonial.
I love it.
That's my line. There's no place like Target to shop everything wicked.
When you want bedtime to be a good time,
Good night, sweetheart.
it matters where you stay. Conrad Hotels and Resorts. Hilton for the stay.
Let's get out. Let's get lost. With backup plans. And no plans at all. Let's get dirty. Skin knees and splinters. Let's get out. And let the world in. The new 2025 Ford Explorer. It's all in the name.
Amazon fall favorites are here. Save on fashion, home, beauty, and more. Shop Amazon fall favorites now.
Welcome to the NBA playoffs.
Welcome back here to ECU. Pirates lead by 2 touchdowns, 42-28. Mike Corey, Reggie Walker, and Smacker Miles.
Yeah, big third quarter, first 2/3 of the third quarter after a strong finish to the second quarter for ECU. This offense has been explosive in a lot of spots in this game, but you like the balance, running the football, throwing it. I always say balance is when you can do either one whenever you want. They're doing that so far.
Here's Tyler Stewart on the return for Temple, and he goes down the sideline. That was after the personal foul penalty by ECU after the extra point had pushed him back on the kickoff, and it's excellent field position for Temple. Shane Perry runs him out. ESPN Plus, the place for the American Athletic Conference. We've got home to the soccer, volleyball, conference championships, 40-plus college football games. Also, All-American, the weekly show highlighting AAC football every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern. Sign up today at espnplus.com/AAC.
I think this is a league overall in the AAC from a football standpoint that has greatly improved over the last 5 to 7 years. Continue to get better and better across this league in terms of the talent.
Uh-oh, pass deflected, intercepted. Jamarlee Riddle takes it back to the house for ECU. It was tipped by Zakai Barker at the line, and Jamarly Riddle for the interception. Run back for 6.
Warning, East Carolina bench. Here first.
East Carolina gets a sideline warning there for the celebration. How about Jamarly Riddle? This is what great things happen to young players that are playing hard, running to the football. It's one of the things Blake Harrell talked about is he wants his guys attacking and running to the football. You get a tip, and as a DB, one of your favorite phrases is tips and overthrows. That time it was a tip, and it goes pick 6 back to the house.
The true freshman, Jamarly Riddle. What a season here for the young man, and picks up the interception. Run back. Here it is again.
Riddle drew the start today. There it is. Zakai Barker gets his hand on it, and then Riddle sees an opportunity, gets his hands onto the football, and it's a foot race, and he outruns everybody. How about that for the true freshman? Gets a start on homecoming after a coaching change, and he makes a huge play in the middle of the third quarter to really potentially turn this game on its head in the way of his football team. Great job by Riddle finishing that play with 6.
Now talk about turning things around and getting a spark. This is exactly what they needed today if you're ECU. Look at this, 49 on the board for them, and still 4:44 to play in the third quarter. Interim head coach, the defensive coordinator, Blake Harrell, taking over on Sunday for his good friend, Mike Houston, who was let go and just told us yesterday, I want to see energy and effort, sticking together and staying tight. I feel like they're achieving all 3 of those things today, aren't they, Reggie?
Absolutely, and if you ever play defense, your dream, especially as a defensive back, is a pick 6. That's what you always talk about, getting one of those. How about this? Riddle gets the start. He gets a pick 6.
This is the most points scored by ECU so far this season. We've got almost 20 minutes still to go. There's Harrell.
I know he is fired up, happy for his kids and the way that they're performing so far in this football game. Big time play there defensively, put points on the board.
Kind of a bittersweet birthday for him on Sunday, right? I mean, this is, not the way he would have wanted to do things or have his title now as the interim head coach, but it was his birthday Sunday, came into the office, was asked up to meet with the administration, and they were told that Mike Houston is being let go and that you are now the guy who's going to run this football team as Worthy takes the handoff here for Temple. And he said, I gave Coach Houston a hug, and he said, I'm sorry. And I felt like there was a little emotional yesterday in that meeting we had with him. Mike said, it's okay. It's not your fault. You know what I mean? And, they're good friends, and they talked. And then he said he texted him on Monday, but then that's it. That's the communication they had. He said he wanted to let him do his thing, and Blake had to do his thing.
Absolutely. And it's tough dealing with those situations. How much do you communicate? How much do you leave the person alone? Very, very difficult to make that decision.
And this one is picked off.
Jaden McKenzie, the Ohio State transfer. They've been sort of waiting for him to start to give them more on this defensive front. A young guy who's actually in his grad year, but he's from the state of North Carolina initially. Started his career, obviously, at Ohio State. In my opinion, got tutored by very likely the best defensive line coach in the game, Larry Johnson. Look at the athletic play by the big guy making a play.
The Pirates are pumped. 6'4", 290-pound Jaden McKenzie out of Wake Forest, North Carolina, with his first interception of the season. It's back-to-back picks for ECU, and now they have 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. And London Montgomery carries down to the 15 for a gain of 5.
We were talking about Blake Harrell and defensively, and one of the things about him with this defense, it seems like the second half, when they're going to win games, they surge in the second half. You go back to the UTSA game here, close game going into the half. Second half, Owen McCown was under pressure relentlessly. Second half here, the turnovers, the pick 6, everything happening for this defense.
To the end zone. Caught. Touchdown. Yannick Smith.
The freshman Yannick Smith, 6'3", 215 pounds, out of Summerville, South Carolina, down near that Charleston area. Great high school football down there. If you're a ball player down there, chances are you got a chance to be really good at the college level. He makes a play there big time. Great throw by Katin Hauser, keeping his guy with an opportunity to make a play in bounds. Great job by Smith coming down with it.
Jamel Johnson was all over him too, right in his face, and he's still able to make that play for the touchdown. Incredible. This is the extra point kick by Andrew Conrad is good. And what a day it has been for the Pirates. Look at Hauser. You can just count them up, right? I mean, that's 5 touchdown passes now for Hauser with 269 yards, 15-27.
Great anticipation by Hauser. Threw it to a spot. He was trying to get that ball to the back pylon, which is what you want when you're throwing that fade. If that ball were to land, you'd want it to hit the back pylon. That's where it would have hit, but Yannick Smith went up and got it. Look at this. 27 passes, 23 rushes, both over 200 yards. This is what they've been looking for all season long. Effectiveness in the running game, which will allow them to get to some play-action passing and push the ball down the field.
Tremendous balance today. Huge plays as well, both sides of the ball. I mean, think about the last couple of plays that have been made here, Reggie. True freshman Jamarly Riddle, right, on the interception run back for 6. True freshman Yannick Smith on the touchdown pass we just saw. I mean, wow.
Young players, right? It's so difficult to figure out when it's going to click, when those guys are going to start to make big plays for you. For these guys, maybe it's taken a little bit longer. This is game 8 of the season. A little bit more understanding, a little more comfortability, and they're making plays all over the field right now.
Yeah, true freshman London Montgomery as well, number 34, the running back, who's had a good day. Harris has led the way on the ground today with 130 yards and a touchdown, number 47. But ECU putting the hurt on. I was talking to some people at halftime, and it's like, well, geez, don't blink, and you got a touchdown. And I mean, that hasn't been the case, right, for either of these two teams, this season, but certainly today. And don't blink, because you might miss a defensive play, if you're ECU. It's been incredible for them.
Well, and this defense has needed some positivity. Think about it. The last 2 games, they've given up a total of 100 points. So they've been looking for some positivity, looking for an opportunity to make some plays, including in this game, obviously, Jamarly Riddle picking up the 3rd defensive touchdown of the season for this ECU team.
Littleton on the carry for Temple. He'll be gang tackled after a gain of 3. You're right. They lost at Charlotte back on October 5th, 55-24. That was a tough one right there, and I think that's kind of had set up what had happened this week, because then they lost at Army 45-28. We know how good Army is, and now here we are in the Temple game.
Yeah, in the Charlotte game, that was a conversation. Both teams are kind of pointing to October 5th before the season even started, with what that is becoming in terms of an attempt to create a rivalry in this conference. And to lose it that way was very disheartening for the ECU folks.
Simon takes off and runs, and here comes a late flag as Deontay Johnson, Big Tay, brings him out, but is he penalized? We'll see.
It's the right call. I think they're going to call this as a horse collar, but this should be a conversation, because he may have gotten the side of him and ended up on the back side of the collar. So there's a chance they could pick this up, but I think they're going to end up calling a horse collar here.
Foul. Horse collar tackle. Defense number 56. 15-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
And you see, watch his hand. Watch the right hand right there. You see how he ends up in the middle. He's coming from the side, but by the time he actually grabs a hold of it, he's right down the middle. That's the horse collar. That's what they're trying to get out of the game. That's the proper call.
So that pushes the ball up to the 47-yard line for Temple, and they have first down and 10. Littleton the back. In motion. They'll flip it this time. On the end around to Antonio Jones. J.D. Lampley on the tackle. Simon.
That was well played real quick there. That was well played by Gavin Gibson, coming up, getting outside leverage, forcing it back inside where his help is. Evan Simon now, how does he recover from the consecutive interceptions, throws a pick 6 off a tip, and then a defensive lineman makes a ridiculously athletic play to pick him a second time? How does he respond for this offense?
Now, that's a great point as he gets it out to Littleton here, and he's going to be bumped and taken down right at the line of scrimmage, because Simon wasn't having a bad day. I mean, he's got 221 yards passing. He's got the 3 touchdowns. But to your point, the last 2 drives and the 2 interceptions, disastrous, is the reason why it's a 56-28 game.
Absolutely, and both started with deflections in the front 7.
Now Simon guns it into traffic, and somehow the catch is made by Morris.
How about this kid? Wow. Are you kidding me? Up the seam, tight end doing work. He just works up the seam to the right of your screen, clears the linebacker, DJ Johnson, and then Evan Simon with the confidence to drop it in there, and a great job going up and making the grab in traffic.
Big catch down to the 26-yard line now to Littleton, and he's going to lose yardage here.
Surratt Ware.
Yep. Morris, 81 for Temple, the tight end who had the reception, the transfer out of Utah. And he has 5 catches for 81 yards and a score to lead this Temple team here today.
It's been really good. I mean, you think about this offensive performance from Temple, it's essentially come down to just the 2 throws that ended up being interceptions for Evan Simon.
Right.
Otherwise, he's played really well in the passing game.
Couple play fakes here. Simon. And this one is dropped. And James Della Pesca, the tight end, and pressure from C.J. Mims that time for ECU. Simon had to get rid of it.
Yeah, the normally sure-handed young man they call JDP, unable to bring that one in. I tell you, both of these teams, when everybody's healthy, the tight end rooms, both of them go 4 deep, and all of the guys in those rooms can make plays. Somewhat of a mirror image from these 2 teams in the way of the tight end position in particular.
Yeah, Temple plays a lot of tight ends here. We've seen a lot of different guys involved. 40 seconds to go here in the third. 3rd and 11, obviously 2 down territory down this big for Temple. Simon, his pass is caught, and he's got Jamar Taylor, and it is right at the marker. They call it a first down at the 16-yard line.
And Taylor, he knew he was going to take a shot working to the inside, and he took the mindset, I'm going to get hit anyway. I might as well make the catch and get the first down. That's a great timeout by Blake Harrell. The
charge timeout.
Cornerback,
East Carolina.
Andrew Wilson Lamp, had to get all the way to the other side of the field. He was not going to get there in time. They didn't want to give up a cheap touchdown there.
It was a 6-point game at the half, and then all of a sudden the third quarter struck.
Absolutely, and it started with Rajay Harris, got the big run that led to a touchdown here by Marlon Gunn, and then all of a sudden the defense kicked in. Jamarly Riddle, pick 6, speed going the other way, and then how about this athletic play by the big guy, Jaden McKenzie. Look at that. Go bring it in, big fella, and then go over the top. Katenhauser gets 6 more.
Yeah, and that was the problem, because the 2 interceptions led to 2 touchdowns, and rather quickly, I might add, as well. So you couldn't really weather those 2 mistakes because ECU certainly took advantage of it.
That's why it's so important, particularly if you get an interception or a fumble recovery on defense, that you can do something with immediately instead of even and you understand that it's great to get it back to your offense, but if you can get in the end zone yourself defensively, those points automatically go on the board. It's even more deflating for the opposing team.
Joquez Smith is in the backfield to the left of Simon here for Temple, who's got a fresh set of downs in the red zone. 1st and 10 at the 16. Simon. A couple big hits there at the 12-yard line.
Get down, young man.
You're right.
Get down.
Sakai Barker and Mike Edwards on the tackle. That's going to take us to the end of the 3rd. He's 2nd down and 5 for Temple in the red zone, but down 56-28. Thanks to ECU making plays on offense, on defense, dominating the 3rd quarter. They've upped the lead big time here and doubling up the Owls, as we'll come back with a 4th after this.
Little Jordan loved making paintings with her dad, but her sore, sniffly nose kept making her sad. Suddenly, she erupted with a fiery sneeze. So Dad grabbed Puffs Plus lotion to soothe her with ease. Puffs Plus lotion is gentle on sensitive skin and locks in moisture to provide soothing relief. A nose in need deserves Puffs, indeed. America's #1 lotion tissue.
I love it.
That's my line. There's no place like Target to shop everything wicked.
You know why I love Halloween?
Why?
People give me Kit Kats for free.
Son, you're 8. All your Kit Kats are free.
Happy Halloween! Have a break, have a Kit Kat.
What the biggest companies deliver is exceptional customer experience. What makes it possible is unmatched connectivity and 5G solutions from T-Mobile for Business. T-Mobile connects 100,000 Delta Airlines employees, powers Tractor Supply stores nationwide with reliable 5G business internet, and helps Red Bull revolutionize coverage of live events. This is how business goes further with T-Mobile for Business.
All right, I'm loose. 24 years ago, 5'2", 8. I think I get under.
Someone once said it's got to be the shoes.
Tom, on you. Go. Oh, baby. 5'18".
If you do that 25 years ago, you get drafted in the 3rd round.
No bull. No bull. Just get it done. Let's go.
See you later. Mr. Lee.
Hi, Zoe.
How can I help you today?
Do you know if there's a less expensive option for my new Medicare prescription?
Medicare? Really? I might have to see some ID, Mr. Lee. Here, let me check on that for you. Okay, so I'll give your doctor's office a call and then
This is not just help with a Medicare prescription.
Thank you, Zoe.
Anytime. Bye.
This is the human kind of help. Walgreens.
Welcome to the NBA playoffs.
What's up, gang? Y'all know this my time of the year, man. The new kids on the block. I look all right on this. They are knocking on the door.
Remember when we used to practice game winners?
Murray could have been goals! Game unbelievable, bro. Nobody wants to go home.
Most points scored by ECU in an American Athletic Conference game. The previous was 55 that they had against UConn back in 2018. They've got 56 today, and then we still have the 4th quarter to go. Mike Corey, Reggie Walker, and Smacker Miles on the sideline. It is Temple possession, 2nd and 5 to begin the 4th.
Yeah, big 4th quarter obviously here for Temple, but they've got to start right here if they want to get back in this football game.
Low snap, Simon collects it, throws it out in the flat, and the catch is made. He's got Kajaya Halloween again. Gibson on the tackle. Second catch for Halloween. Shy of the first. 3rd and 1.
Oh, again, Blake Harrell, mastermind with the substitution rule. Gets his guys moving. Really, look how long it takes Deontay Johnson and Surad Ware to start working their way off the field. They're eating up this play clock. Now Temple down under 5 seconds to snap the ball.
Flip it out to Worthy. Worthy spinning, looking for pay dirt. He's in. Touchdown. And a flag is down as well. As Therese Worthy, the signal was touchdown. There is a flag in the end zone. And there's also an injured player down. A lot going on here.
Illegal substitution. Defense. More than 11 players going to play. That penalties decline. Resulted to play. Touchdown.
Blake Harrell might blow a gasket on this play because it was a substitution thing. First of all, watch Sam Daka, number 7. Watch him try to chase this down from behind. Unable to quite get there. But Blake Harrell is on fire about this call. because they were allowed to substitute, and the official moved out of the way from behind the center to let them snap the football before the ECU player got off, and then the field judge threw the flag. That's not the proper application of the rule by this officiating crew.
I want to add to that in a moment here. James Della Pesca is the injured player that's down, and you've been talking about this a few times today. I get what he's trying to do, but at some point, if you're the official, right, you see what they're trying to do, and you just saw Simon like, hurry up, get away, like our play clock is winding down, we need to snap the ball. Where's the give and take there, where if you're the defensive player, it's like, okay, I get the opportunity to substitute, but you can't walk at a snail's pace and then leave the offensive team 2 seconds on the play clock.
That's not how the rule's written, though.
Okay, so what do you do?
That's where the problem is.
They might have to look into that.
You're right. As an official, you've got to let that sideline know, hey, you're not going fast. That's a full-fledged conversation that you've essentially got to give a warning at some point, as they're, I think, also checking right here to see if Terez Worthy got the football over the goal line. As you see there, his body, well, I think he's okay there.
It's a touchdown. Well, let's
hope
that
the flag there, but you're absolutely right. There is a conversation to be had about how to apply that rule, because if you're allowed to substitute, in theory, you're supposed to let that guy get all the way off the field, or the other officials have to know that you don't throw the flag on that.
Okay, so the ruling on the field is touchdown by Worthy. That's what they're taking a look at. And then finally, James Della Pesca just got up. He's at the goal line, and he's going to need some help getting off the field and not putting
a lot of weight on that left leg.
Yeah, the left leg, right. Let's hope he's going to be all right. Here's the call.
After further review, the ruling on the field of touchdown stands.
Right, so back to the substitution. When the offense substitutes, the defense has the opportunity to substitute as well. The official stands over the ball so that it's not snapped till you have a chance to get your guys on. But if you're going to walk super slow and whatever, the play clock is going.
Well, and
so what happens here?
Right, and,
so here
you see the guys leaving late. You see Deontay Johnson, he's making it happen. There's Surad Ware, the second guy. He's taking his time, and I saw it live. See, the center back steps away, but Surad Ware is not already off the field. The official stepped away, I guess, assuming that player had moved off, or maybe watching Simon say hurry up, and that's what led to the penalty there. It'd be very interesting to see what Blake Harrell's thought is on that penalty. Now, obviously, it didn't matter. They scored anyway.
Now they're going to go for 2 here. Worthy to the right of Simon. Simon hit as he throws to the end zone. It is caught. No, out of bounds. Incomplete. Jamar Taylor Jr. A pressure from Raheem Craig on Simon. And Jamar Taylor in the back of the end zone, but incomplete. And no 2-point conversion. Here's the hit. I'm going to say he did not get the foot down inbounds. We'll be back.
Sounds like you need to vaporize that cold.
NyQuil Vapor Cool?
It's NyQuil plus a rush of Vicks Vapors.
NyQuil Vapor Cool, the vaporizing nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, best sleep with a cold medicine.
Coach Gecko!
Coach G. Laura, Dan, I didn't realize the media would be here.
No, this isn't for work. We're just really big fans.
And we're scouting for our fantasy insurance teams.
Geico has all the top prospects, a 97% satisfaction rating. That's unreal.
Oh my gosh, it's true. True!
Smells like insurance. Suppose Geico does have devoted fans. It's not weird.
Jade, sign my arm.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
She only signs claims checks.
I was so excited when I heard this sandwich was back. I was like, Cloud 9. 2 words, Cloud 9. What's up? This is Mike.
And this is Celia.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich
is the symphony of flavors. You can always count on that crispy, tender, juicy chicken, and it's got pickled jalapenos, and it's so good.
My favorite part is the pimento cheese. Topped off with the honey, it all comes together perfectly. I like the original.
I like the spicy chicken fillet. But either way,
you're getting a winner.
Real customers paid for their testimonials.
Welcome to the NBA playoffs.
Got it! New kids on the block.
I look all right on this.
They are knocking on the door.
Nobody wants to go home.
It's in the feeling, the sound, just like writing on paper, but something entirely new.
I want something that can hold me in the moment, so I am focused. Nothing steals my attention. I know exactly where everything is,
so my work can move forward.
No matter where I am.
Making the most out of my mind.
Whenever I need it to.
Get your paper tablet at remarkable.com.
Trick or treat! Kit Kat Reese's!
Oh, great costume. Looks like you deserve both.
See ya, boys.
We're back in Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. ECU leads 56-34. Blake Harrell, interim head coach, is a busy man down here. He did not turn over his play calling duties with the defense. He said that that was too much pressure to put on one of the defensive assistants with a week's notice. So he's down here physically calling the plays with his hand motions. He's also screaming into the defense about what he wants to say to them, and he keeps his hand on that mic that goes to the booth. He's had a lot to say. They might have to consider just opening that up permanently, guys.
Yeah. Blake's one of those guys, high energy. Yeah. He loves to talk to you, especially if you start talking football and X's and O's. So he's all the details, and he talked about that this week. All the details, all the little things, they fall on him now, and he's making sure that he's dialed into what's going on. So not surprised that he's super busy down there.
Fair catch called for by Winston Wright for ECU. Yeah, that's the thing Blake Harrell was telling us. He's like, hey, we were going around this week, just trying to pump people up, right? I mean, obviously it's disappointing, the people that, knew Mike Houston, and he was a very good guy. It was great to us, it just came down to performance, as you heard the athletic director talk about. But, Harrell's walking around, and you got John David Baker as well, the offensive coordinator, and so we just got to bring people together and just making people feel important. Thank you. We're going to do okay here.
And I think the other thing that matters, these are two guys that have historically been upstairs in the booth. Those two guys being down on the field, essentially serving as head coaches of each side of the football. I think it's very, very important for these players to be able to look those guys in the eye and ask the questions they need to ask on the field.
Rajay Harris. John David Baker was telling us about, some of the things that have contributed to the situation and where they are offensively. I think one was turnovers early, he said, right? Yep. Those first 3 games, and somehow they got through the first 2 and 1 right. With all those interceptions that were thrown. Jake Garcia, who's now the backup to Kane Hauser. And then 2, he said, some breakdowns and situations, right? 3rd down, red zone. And then 3 was their inability to kind of run the ball. Well, they're a lot better on all those things here today.
Absolutely, they really have. They've been sound for the most part throughout the day offensively. And it started really with running the football and being able to be effective, which opens up that playbook because you have a lot more manageable down and distance situations.
I mean, look at this. 3 players today with 100+ yards. There's Harris on the ground, and Sowell and Smith through the air.
And think about the averages. You're talking about Rajay Harris, just 11 carries to get to 131 yards. Chase Sowell, we've seen him with a couple of big catches. Anthony Smith, we saw the big catch from him as well. So not just dinking and dunking, not just short runs, but also some explosive plays out of each guy, really helping this offense.
Right on the catch, and he's going to be taken down. So Temple defensively holds here. Excellent job there by Javier Morton on the tackle. And now it's 4th down. There is a lot of time still left in this game here, okay? 12:40 and ticking. Your Temple, you're getting the ball back, down 22.
First of all, that is, I don't think people realize how difficult of a play that is to make defensively against a screen with 3 offensive linemen bearing down on you as a defensive back to turn around and make that play. Well done.
Larson, he's still got 2 years of eligibility too, by the way. Second oldest player in FBS at 32. From Australia. We're going to have the Australian kickers. Every team have an Australian kicker now.
It seems like right? He's got his AARP card, though.
Yeah. Fair catch called for by the Owls, and they'll have good field position. 39-yard line of their own side. Down 22, but still 12:05 to go. High scoring affair today from Greenville, North Carolina. Back after this.
Shopping is hard.
Nothing ever fits.
Everything I own was a birthday present.
I got this Hawaiian shirt on vacation 10 years ago, and now I'm the Hawaiian shirt guy.
There's a better way. See this? No shopping.
No shock. Make it easy with Stitch Fix. Just share your size, style, and budget, and done. Your personal stylist sends pieces picked just for you.
That was easy.
Stitch Fix, online personal styling for everyone.
Welcome to the NBA playoffs.
Trick or treat! Kit Kat Reese's!
Oh, great costume. Looks like you deserve both.
See ya, boys.
We go.
12-team playoff. Now, here's the question for you, Mike. If you are a college football illustrator, you want
a lot of movement and what people decide. But in that game, Temple Worthy on the carry. Remember the Group of 5 conference champion, highest ranked Group of 5 conference champion.
Which right now is Boise State.
Correct.
They're number 17 if you use the AP poll currently. Army and Navy still in the mix. Navy losing their first game today. But how about Boise State going on the road last night, winning at UNLV? Keep an eye on Tulane out of the American as well. A lot of possibilities. But I think Boise State right now, the way their schedule looks down the stretch, they will not be an underdog in any of those games. As you see another sack there by this ECU front 7.
Elijah Morris on the sack. And yeah, I mean, we talked about it. The top 4 with the bye, and then so you got 5 through 12 essentially, and
right.
5 through 8 host.
Right.
It would take a lot. I mean, we've just discussed it. That, you know, other than what back in the day with Cincinnati, we
right.
got into the playoff.
Right.
I mean, there was even an undefeated UCF team back in the day, and they were like rated 10th.
Right.
I think so. You know, Boise, had they beaten Oregon,
that's a
they
different
lost by
conversation.
3.
Right.
Sure. I mean, let's think about that. As Simon gets taken out of bounds here close to the original line of scrimmage, the 39-yard line, it's going to be 4th down.
Yeah, and I think the last point on what you were just saying about the Group of 5 there as a whole is some of the, quote, Power 4 schools, they're going to play each other. Iowa State and BYU potentially on a collision course for the Big 12 championship game. Right now, I think sitting at 10 and 11, I believe, in the rankings. Going to be interesting to see maybe how far one of those falls and who can kind of gain some ground. So be interesting to watch about who ends up hosting playoff games in college football.
Temple's 2 for 2 on 4th down, but this is 4th and 10. They got to have this if they want to have any shot for the rest of this game. Down 22 with over 10 minutes to go. Simon, it's incomplete. Looking for the tight end, Reese Clark got hit again. And let's credit this front for ECU. It's a team that already does get into the backfield. We showed a stat earlier, averaging over 8 tackles for loss per game. That's 5th in the nation.
Yeah, it's a defensive front that can get after you with so many different people. They play 7 or 8 or 9 guys in the defensive line alone. And they only sent 3 that time, and they still got a shot on the quarterback. And everything was covered up in the back end as well. Well done by this defensive front.
And collapsing the pocket and getting to Simon, who on the day is now 20 of 34 with 264 yards, 3 touchdowns, but 2 interceptions that were turned into touchdowns by ECU. Big reason why they're up by 22 here. And now they're back on offense, and London Montgomery carries, and now they can try to just use some clock here. And what about the career day that it's been for Katin Hauser with 5 touchdown passes? Phenomenal.
Yeah, he's been really, really effective. You can see the confidence growing. You see it, 8 touchdown passes in the last 6 quarters. So he's starting to rev up the engine, starting to play better, get more comfortable. They said that his preparation remained the same even after Jake Garcia took the job, won the job, if you will, out of camp. And you're seeing the fruits of that labor right now.
Back over to Montgomery and pushed out of bounds on the sideline. Offensive coordinator John David Baker told us about Hauser's that, you know, he can let it fly too. You know, there's a lot of talk about what Garcia is a gunslinger, just wants to throw it. Well, he's gotten in trouble. He's thrown 12 interceptions. So I think that the conversation that the quarterback came up during that Charlotte game, you know, where they suffered the loss there and said, all right, we got to maybe make some changes. And Hauser's got an edge to him as well, they say.
But what I like about making the change, and John David Baker said it, I thought, best when we talked to him, is he said, we wanted to give Katin the same kind of leash that we gave Jake Garcia to work through some of his mistakes. He's made a lot less of them in terms of throwing the football to the other team, and so far so good with this offense.
Sekou Krumah brings Montgomery down for ECU, so it's now 4th and 4. Do they want to go for it here or try a long field goal? Probably.
I think they're going to go because I think the field goal, they feel like maybe is just a little bit too far. It'd be about a 50-yarder, 51-yarder.
Yep.
So instead, they're going to go for it here. Even if they give up the football, Temple is backed up, and they haven't had a ton of success in the second half moving the football.
Players were coming for Temple. They stayed on side. The pass is deep down the sideline, and it's going to be intercepted. Probably rather had that go incomplete. Instead, it's picked off by Javier Morton.
Well, it actually turns into a positive because if it goes incomplete, the field position's better. So it's essentially like a very short punt. They're going to pin them inside the 15-yard line. So it kind of works out. You don't want the interception statistically, but from a field position standpoint, it worked out better than an incompletion.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, if you're Temple, I mean, he should just knock that ball down.
Oh, absolutely. If you're Temple, just knock it down, right.
At that point, you don't want to intercept the ball because you just lost 20-something yards of field position. 56-34, Pirates in command here on homecoming. 8:22 to go in the game.
Liberty Mutual customized my car insurance, so I saved hundreds. With the money I saved, I thought I'd get a wax figure of myself. Cool, right? Look at the craftsmanship. I mean, I even got my nostrils right.
Meet you in.
And that's why you're a mascot.
College football, it's a pepper thing.
It's that extra spicy for
Holmes, cop. Now
it's live and stream now.
This is the conference standings. Navy, of course, lost today to Notre Dame, but that's not in conference, of course. So Army, Navy still undefeated along with Tulane. I mean, it's a tough group right now this year, the American.
Yeah, it really is. Obviously, the service academies and what they're dealing with. UTSA all over Tulsa right now, 35-7. We talked about Memphis surviving against Charlotte in consecutive years. Tulane on the road at North Texas. A really, really competitive league from top to bottom. Obviously, the service academies leading the charge right now.
Temple gets it back after the interception at their own 10-yard line. They get that to Worthy. And he's up to the 18, gain of 8. Omar Rogers on the tackle.
Nice play there by DJ Johnson Jr., number 41. He just didn't finish it. Did an excellent job coming from that linebacker spot, getting a big hit, but he couldn't get the back on the ground, and he gives up an extra 3 or 4 yards.
Worthy's got 19 carries for 80 yards and a touchdown today. Numbers haven't been bad, really, for Temple and quarterback Simon offensively. They got some points on the board here, and the catch is made by John Adams for a first down. But the 2 interceptions were deep in their own territory. Well, one was run back for the touchdown, and you kind of put your D in a tough spot on the second one. So what can you do?
And both of them were great athletic plays defensively. Zakai Barker with a diving tip to go for Jamarly Riddle's pick 6, and then Jaden McKenzie did it all on his own, and a couple of really, really nice plays.
Worthy spinning up to the 45-yard line to the 46, a couple yards shy of the first. Coming up on 7 minutes to go in this game. Catch made by Antonio Jones. First down to the ECU 48-yard line.
That's the key for ECU right now. Just rally to the football, get guys down on the initial contact, and just let this clock continue to run.
Yep. Mike Corey with Reggie Walker and Smacker Miles today from ECU, homecoming for the Pirates, Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. Nick Grizzard is with us on stats. Dante Martini, our spotter, and Jeremy Newton up here with us in the booth, our 1st and 10 spotter. Thanks to our producer, Joe Nicola, and Seth Biley, our director, here today for this one. First down and 10 for Temple. Caught Jamar Taylor. Short pickup.
It's well done by Gavin Gibson, getting over there, getting his hands on the ball carrier, the receiver, I should say, and keeping him from getting forward. A short tackle there.
Second down from the ECU 44-yard line. Joquez Smith in the backfield. He gets the pitch. Smith Breaking tackles, first down, and out of bounds by Devin King.
King's been banged up the last few weeks. That time he gets up kind of limping a little bit. It's like he's having some trouble with maybe that left leg or left ankle, favoring it a little bit. He's going to stay out of the game after that play.
Simon from the 32. Good time here, but nobody's open. That's, again, we've had some pretty good coverage downfield by East Carolina defenders today. That's in that situation, and then the times where he hasn't had time, that defensive front has been in his face.
Yeah, you have to give credit on that one to the coverage in the back end. They did a great job plastering to their guys, making sure nobody had a chance to break free and get open and allow Simon to make a play.
Simon rolling on the run, and that one's incomplete as well. Looking once again for Jones, and here's some of the numbers we were talking about here. So Simon, it's not a bad day with the 294 yards and the 3 touchdowns. We talked about the 2 picks, of course. Worthy approaching 100 on the ground. Ashton Allen, boy, he was big early.
Yeah.
And then they shut him down, right? Those 4 catches, 109 yards and 2 touchdowns. We haven't heard from him in a while.
Yeah, you're talking about 26 yards a catch for Allen, and you're talking about over 4 yards a carry for Worthy. Just had a short stretch to where they turned the football over a couple of times, and that's where this game got out of control.
Joquez Smith is in the backfield. Simon on a 3rd and 10. Pressure, look out from behind. Hit as he throws, and the pass is dropped. Wanted Jones again. Pressure again from Julian Davis this time for ECU.
Yeah, and Evan Simon, you see Davis on the right-hand side of your screen. He just beats Eric King around the edge and nearly gets the sack there. He's about a half step too late to get to Evan Simon to create the sack.
Grayson Mims is down. Center for Temple. The offensive line has been moved around a little bit here today. As you said, Kevin Terry, normally the left tackle, redshirt freshman, not on the trip. They attend to him.
Now number 66, Chris Smith, the redshirt junior out of Denver, Laney College transfer. He's going to come in there and play center, so they'll get some snaps between he and Evan Simon while they check on Grayson Maines.
I want to thank the rest of our crew here today with graphics, Ryan Brown, the score bug, Patrick Machado, along with Greg McDonald and audio with Scott Dixon, Neil Gettinger. Video today with Quentin Parker, and replay Maddie Bacardi and Emma Fristow. Great job today, everyone, and our camera crew here doing a great job today with Bobby Owens, Kevin Hornsby on the field, Josue Mateo, Bob Kircher. Good to see you again from many years. A long time, my friend Brian Strout, and Victor Angeroga, who's with us as well on the cameras. Thanks, guys. Great job today here from Greenville.
Tell you what, we talked about these two teams coming into today. I don't know that the conversation meant that we were going to see 90, potentially more, points on the board.
Right.
It's been
right?
an absolute offensive explosion by both teams.
Well, thank Emily Roth, too, setting us all up with operations today here in Greenville. It's been a fun day, and as you said, a lot of points with 5:09 still to go. Temple's got a 4th and 10. Simon rolling, looking, nobody is really open. Now he's going to go to the end zone. This is going to be up for grabs from Morris, and it's going to be intercepted. Looking for Landon Morris, and it got picked off, and it's Jamarly Riddle again. It's his 2nd of the day.
How about the true freshman? He stays home, works his way back into the play from the backside, and just out jumps everybody to get the pick. How about Blake Harrell? He's fired up. Feels good about it, the situation. This is the first time really Evan Simon's just made a bad decision. He's drifting to his left, throws back towards the right, over the middle with multiple. Look at that. That's 4-on-1.
Right.
From a defender standpoint, that's the first truly bad decision Evan Simon has made in this football game with the ball, and he absolutely paid for it there.
56-34 ECU. 22-point lead with the ball back and 5 minutes to go at their own 20-yard line. And Raheem Jeter is in at quarterback now for ECU. And Hauser's day is done, and for good reason. 16 of 29 for 269 and a career high 5 touchdowns. No need to get him in harm's way or anything like that. And Marlon Gunn Jr. is in at running back as well.
And Jeter's a kid that they really like. He's a dual threat quarterback. They love his physical presence. 6'4", about 225 pounds, out of Spartanburg, South Carolina. Big arm. They think he can do a lot of things on the move, throwing the football as well. Be interested to see what his career becomes, but they like a lot of his physical tools.
Second down and 6, and off to Marlon Gunn. And Khalil Potier on the tackle for Temple. A few more final thank yous here today. Our official stats with Mike Grizzard, along with our engineer John Dwyer, Matt Boyd, and Matt Tyson. Thanks everyone for making it happen here today from Greenville. And we've got 4 minutes remaining and a 3rd down and 7, and a timeout is taken here. Let's take a look at what ECU's got coming up after this. So this is how big this was, right? Now they're going to go to 4-4,
yep.
Reggie, and here's the way it shapes up in November.
They go to 4-4. They get 11 days off before they play Florida Atlantic on a Thursday night. Then they go to Tulsa again on a Thursday night. So they get back-to-back Thursday night games off of this. So an extended period of time before those two, and then an extended period of time on the back end of Tulsa before they go to North Texas. A couple of long trips, but they've got the extra days, 10 days in between, 9 days, I should say, in between those two games, one of them being a Friday night, and then obviously the Navy game down the stretch. So an opportunity. Now at 4-4, at worst, obviously they want to split those two.
Right.
That will get those guys to a bowl game.
And for Temple, going to drop to 2-6. As Jeter keeps and is going to get a first down for ECU. They keep the clock moving. And here's what Temple's got coming up after this. So obviously they'd have to win out to be bowl eligible.
It's going to be tough.
Yeah.
At Tulane, very difficult. FAU, not quite what they've been under, what they were, I should say, under Lane Kiffin, if you will. UTSA is a football team that this ECU team was able to get a win over earlier this season. They're improving. And then anytime you play North Texas, that's a difficult team. They play really, really hard, good, smart football.
Another inside handoff here for ECU. And when we talked to Stan Drayton this week, and I know, you're measured, right, on wins and losses, right? That's what it comes down to. I get it. And that's why, unfortunately, for ECU, Mike.
Before, with just 2 minutes to go, we'll get to Blake Harrell a little bit.
Let's get out.
You're getting a win.
Jalapenos and it.
Little thing we.
Only signs.
Smells.
All the top process.
That's for sure.
Backup plans. Let's
go. All right.
Time now for our player of the game, brought to you by Memphis Tourism, proud partner of the American. Katin Houser, career day with 5 touchdown passes.
I thought Katin Houser was absolutely excellent, recognizing matchup advantage situations to push the ball down the field. Saw the broken coverage situations as well. And then his receivers helped him out. They ran after the catch as well. A strong performance by Katin Houser, the anticipation on that throw to put it in the right spot for his guy to go get it. He was excellent in this football game today.
Marlon Gunn on the carry for ECU, just trying to wind down, taking the headset off, and says, all right, it's been a long week. Changes. See with the Gatorade buckets maybe coming there for him.
I mean, you got to get him, right?
What a job, though. What a job him and the staff and the players have done to just kind of revitalize themselves a little bit here today.
And I want to make a point here, because one of the things that Mike Houston talked about earlier this season, after some of the adversity they had, losing 2 in a row when they had leads and lost the games, Mike Houston said the players responded. This week, they were challenged again to respond. These players, and obviously in uplifting Blake Harrell, they responded once again. Have to give the players a ton of credit as well.
No doubt, fans have been looking for something like this, a defining win throughout this season. They get it today on homecoming, and a chance to be bowl eligible. Got to go 2-2 rest of the way, but 40 seconds ticking down here for this one. And they'll get ready for that Thursday night game with a little bit of a break in between against Florida Atlantic at home. Blake Harrell.
You notice he did the pirouette there. He keeps looking over his shoulder. He knows that Gatorade bath might be coming. He's getting out of Dodge.
We'll shake hands with Stan Drayton. And ECU is going to win it 56-34, the final, to improve to 4-4 and 2-2 in the American. Temple drops to 2-6, 1-3 in conference play. The final today from Greenville.
Yeah, big time performance by ECU. These players, they responded to the adversity of this week. Blake Harrell gets his first career win, and now he's going to get out of Dodge. He says, nope.
He did a ball right there at the end. He avoided it pretty well for the moment, but then
he knew it was coming. You knew he knew it was coming. He knows what time it is. He loves these kids. He knew they were going to try to do something for him, and he made sure he didn't have to feel the cold, feel the chill there.
Let's go down to Smacker. She's with the ECU quarterback, Caden Hauser.
Caden, over 500 yards of total offense. What worked on that side of the ball?
I felt like the passing game, we really clicked on offense. I mean, just throwing the ball, putting it downfield, and then even the run game started to show up in the second half. Pops high. We know this is just a start. He's been really putting
passes today, 200.
Just an absolute, all the energy. You saw that aggression and that.
Good stuff today, Reggie. Fun being with you. Thanks, man.
Absolute pleasure, my man.
You got it. For Smacker Miles, Reggie Walker, Mike Corey saying so long from Greenville, North Carolina.